Yeah. We are back with, already know what it is, a smoke session edition for the presidential debate. We had to do it. We had to do it. So here we are. Miss Tiffany, holla at the people real quick.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Thanks for joining us for this little pull up.
Pull up session. Yeah. Bobby Banger, can you speak? I want to holla at the people real quick.
Yeah, what up? What's up, Black African Power family? What's going on? Juju and Miss Tiffany, how y'all doing? All the smoke, right? Smoke session.
Yeah, we
Smoke
good.
session. We're good.
What we
Um,
smoking, red or purple? What we smoking?
ooh, we.
Oh,
The purple haze.
The purple.
If I
We
had a
smoking.
chance, but not for real, just only in my imagination.
Oh man.
Um, but I did the link. Anybody want to join the panel and give your 2 cents because we just want to know what y'all think. But I think I'm gonna start with Miss Tiffany because for me, you're very inclined as far as with politics and also you have good insight on things. So give it to us. Tell me what you
well,
got.
thank you. I mean, I'm not really like up on all the things, but I'm a great observer of things, and
Facts.
I knew that wasn't gonna be a good look for Joey there.
Ah, ah.
And when you have the commentators at the end, they're doing commentating now. These Democrats is just not happy. They're going to be scrambling to try to figure out if they can replace Joey Boy in the 14th hour. But guess what? He has all the power. All he got to do is relinquish his delegate votes.
Mm.
But will he do that? I don't know. I don't think his ego's gonna allow him to do that. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happened because that was horrible. That was a horrible display, and Trump just swept the floor with him. He really did. Wow,
So,
that's my
was it more of optics for you,
What?
or it had to do, or was it? I mean, what was the
He
optics
looked weak. He
overtaking
looked
the?
sick. He looked weak. He couldn't. He just couldn't. He was no match for Trump at all. Cognitively, he was no match.
Okay, but what about information wise? The things that
Nobody
they were.
cares about the information. It's
See,
about how
I
it's
see
the
that's.
delivery, sis.
I know, I
Man looked like
know,
he was about to fall
I know.
over.
It's the
The
optics, but
Yeah,
president
we
has to
can't
be a show of
can't get
strength
past
and
it.
power.
Can't get over it. You mean Joe Mumble?
Right. He can't as president has to be powerful.
go ahead, Bobby Banker. Give us your 3 cents on.
Joe Mumble? Look, man, you cannot have a president. One time Trump said he doesn't even know I don't know what he's saying. He don't even know what he's saying. And at the end of everything, he's like, you're like, what? Is he sure? And his meds didn't kick in
Oh my
early because
goodness.
early his hands was down, one
Um,
eye was slumping,
yeah.
right? It was doing that. The
Yeah.
meds wasn't. And then when the meds finally kicked in, then he had some juice.
Oh
Prior to
my
that, yo,
God,
he
the
was like he
mess.
was on the morphine, yo. I'm like,
Oh
that
my
nigga on the pills, yo. In the pill campaign.
I'm
Nah, dog.
scared.
Listen, man. We're in trouble, man. I don't know what we're gonna do.
We are in trouble.
And I
I
could have
think.
got up there and handled the
Oh
issues, yo. I
my
definitely could have got up
God.
there and tussled with Trump way better than all of us could have, yo.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. He could have did that.
yeah.
But
He was, and you see the looks on his face was priceless, man.
yes,
Oh, he
look,
was
boy.
stuck.
He was stuck with. He looked crazy, like man,
He
because
definitely.
Trump be lying, so we already know Trump gonna be lying.
Yeah, he gonna exaggerate.
But
Of course, Trump is a
the
lot.
looks on Joe Mumble, yo, was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
man.
like, we're in trouble, yo. I'm not doing it.
Then they start
Yeah,
talking
man.
about he started talking about he took the remember I was talking about that earlier. They need to start giving these presidents tests and if they can pass it. Trump was
Oh
like, I
man.
took my cognitive test and a physical test. So they started talking about
What
his
Joe
golf
say?
game and can he carry his golf clubs? I
Oh
mean,
man. Didn't they have some implication about them taking a drug test before the debate in the first place?
Yeah,
I,
he need to figure out what kind of drugs that nigga got in the system,
oh
yo.
man.
Got some
So
morphine.
we got somebody who joined the panel, Gary Barrick. Before you give us your 2 cents about it, I just want to let the chat know. First of all, we thank all of you for coming to our pull up smoke session, for real, for real. And if you are interested in giving your 2 3 cent, 1 cent, just hit the link and join the panel, and you can let us know how you feel about it. How do we feel about this presidential debate? How do we feel about our future? Is this the picture of our future? Because if it is, yeah, I need, what is that, dual citizenship ASAP.
Oh, y'all say that.
Oh, I don't know about that. That shit. Yeah, he done went fake dude.
Trump was
going where? Where you
Trump
gonna
was
go?
good at reverting
Go
back
to the islands. Shoot, that would be my number one spot, the island, bro. For real.
And global warming, yo. The
Yeah.
thing, hurricane's gonna tear that shit up.
Nah, we'd be okay. Give me underground bunker. We good to go. I'll think it through. But we got Gary Barrick on the panel. How let the people, Gary, and give us your 2 3 cents about it.
Mumble Joe.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up? What's going on?
The Mumble Joe is killing me.
Well, I thought I give Trump for holding his shit and not acting crazy like he normally does.
Mhm.
That's about the only positive I have for Trump. Yeah, he was just talking crazy, but yeah, Joe kept giving him that old eyeball. Man, did you see the way he was looking at him?
Crazy.
You funny.
Yeah, that was
Joe
crazy.
Biden was
Dead
tight.
eye.
Joe was
Dead eye.
Yo, did he have Botox, bro? I mean,
don't know, yo.
What is going on? Yo.
What we gonna do, man? Somebody, come on, man. We're in trouble. We need to.
We're in trouble.
Country's in trouble now.
It's in trouble.
Trump is out of control. You know what I mean? I never disliked Trump, but he's just we seen how out of control he was. But Biden ain't it, yo. He got to tap out. We got to do something.
Yeah, I think he just need to enjoy his golden years. You know,
wouldn't the vice president do a good job of running against Trump, right? Or am I tripping?
She wouldn't do a good job.
You don't think so?
Heck no.
Why?
Come on, yo.
Tell us why.
I mean, I feel like once you become vice president, we don't ever hear from you no more. I don't really see nothing about her.
I have though.
Be a good candidate. Uh-oh. Be careful.
What the hell is that?
I think she's been.
was that a beat for the Mumble Joe Mumble? Mumble rap.
Stop. I'm trying to contain myself.
What the hell was that?
I don't think she would be a good candidate. I think that they need somebody hipper.
Was he real though? Was Joe real? Was that a real person up there?
Yeah, it was.
Are we sure that was a real human there or like a
Bobby Baker?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure he was real or not. Did AI take over?
Wait a minute.
Oh God, Bobby.
I will say this though. Bobby gonna clown. This is gonna be too funny. This is really gonna be the Bobby Banger comedy show, y'all. But for real though, I have seen Kamala Harris, the vice president. I've seen her be visible and I've seen her be accessible. I will say that. Despite on what my initial thoughts of her when she got into the vice presidency, though. So that makes me feel good about it. I actually think she would do a great job as president. I just don't think she will be given the chance and not one fairly. That's my 2 cent, 3 cent on it.
It's too late. They in the 14th hour. They don't have
it's too late
now. So they gotta go. I just brought up this article. This is June earlier this month, and it says 8 candidates. It would be a good replacement. I don't know if she's in it. I'm gonna look. But I'm saying,
so, but what gotta happen? I mean, I'm not trying to wish no ill will, but what gotta happen for the vice president to take over? I mean,
she would. They say that she's by many measures she would be the natural successor as vice president. She's worked closely with Biden on things. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of that. And then it says, but Harris previously launched a 2020 presidential bid that seemed promising but fell flat with voters over time. As vice president, she has been heavily praised by Biden, but her office struggled with turnover reports of dysfunction early in her term. So I'm not going to keep reading to bore people, but they have other folks. They have Governor Gavin Newsom of California. They have Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, and she looks young compared to Biden. Senator Amy Senator Amy of
boy.
Minnesota. I can't say her last name. That's Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. They're even still considering he
Okay.
might be
Okay, Corey. Okay, Corey.
Governor Roy Cooper of North Carolina.
Make him run a mile, yo, to see what he
Another
Oh
does.
my
brother,
goodness.
Governor Westmore of Maryland. Okay, Bobby. Okay.
Got Baltimore and
That's a black man. That's a black man.
Yeah. So
Baltimore
those
on the paper.
in the Business
Yeah.
Finder. I mean, that's just one article I looked up. But
Understood.
all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
we
is
in trouble, yo.
they are having those meetings now. They are trying to figure
Yeah, we
out.
can't do that.
They were saying the rumors are they don't know if he can even do the campaign, y'all.
Yeah, we can't do this. I'm
Yeah, I
telling you.
understand, but so then that is the problem just with our mentality as a whole, I guess, as American society. Like that should have been a proactive thing that should have been thought about from the very beginning. That he said that he wanted to run the Democratic Party, should have thought long and hard and set in place some type of game plan.
Ego.
If they felt that he could not indeed or would not indeed be the best likely candidate for this run, because like you said, Miss Tiffany, it is at the ninth inning. Like, what in the freak?
Well, remember they was trying to get him locked up. They was working hard to get Trump unqualified to run all this time.
You mean Trump or Biden? I'm talking
I'm
about
talking about
Biden.
Trump. I mean, he done racked up 30
Oh, okay. So
felonies.
yeah. And I
They done had
understand
him in
that.
court, so they've been trying to
Yeah,
make
he
it
got them
so
felonies though. He
right. They've been
guilty.
trying to make it so he couldn't even run. And then the other part is I'm saying it's ego.
But
Biden also has to be like, yeah, you know what? I probably should step down. So I don't know.
Miss Tiffany,
They're gonna have to really have him in a conversation with some people that would be able to convince him, because I don't think he's gonna just do it on his own.
But Miss Tiffany, even if Donald Trump was out the game, it doesn't seem like Biden would have been a formidable opponent for anybody else. Period.
Hey,
So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the whole picture. Like, this is bad. So if anybody else have any contrary thoughts on this, if y'all think we're being too hard, I have put the invite button out there. Please hit the invite button and join the panel. Tell us how you feel. Give us your 3 cent on the situation. I'm finna mute you again, Bobby. You driving me nuts. But so that's how I'm thinking about it right now. I just don't know what to say. I will tell you, Mildred was funny as hell about it. We tried to watch it, right? And she was like getting a little bit upset. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" She was like, "Girl, he making my stomach hurt."
exactly.
She had me on the floor. I was like, "Oh, this bad." Mildred is not having it. She was like, "I don't know what is going on. This is a mess." This is coming from an 81-year-old who's very cognitive and very aware of what's going on around her, but
Everybody's different. He's younger than Trump, but he's obviously got some things going on that's like
obviously
progressing very fast, it seems.
this is wild. Yeah, he be standing up there. He be looking like a scarecrow, literally. And I feel like them Botox injections that they try to give him so he can appear to look more youthful.
We don't know. Allegedly.
But what else is it? His face was stuck. Somebody please tell me what it was. I need some help. We need answers. Anybody got answers? Let me read a few comments, y'all. I had someone, what is it, L Big or somebody? I don't think they liked us talking to Biden. We understand that Trump is not going to be forthright and truthful in all of his discourse, but like Miss Tiffany said, people don't care about the truth. They don't care about
that. I didn't actually
what you said. You said something like that. You said that don't matter. You said that.
I said at the end of the day, people want to see a show of strength when it comes to their leader. They want to. Whoever's leading needs to have a.
One of y'all said they don't care about that when I spoke about.
Healthy. Huh?
Y'all did say that. One of y'all said
that. That's not true. You mixed it all up. Don't nobody. What I'm saying is, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You standing up there and the person about to fall out. one eye closed, and come on, man, we're not gonna make it this year. They
When
gotta
I
fix
ask
that.
the question, does anyone care about the facts or the truth? I got
We can't hear it. We couldn't hear it. He was
Okay, well,
mumbling.
that
Yeah,
means
you
He was
couldn't even
nobody
hear
cares
it
mumbling.
about
fully.
the truth.
It
They
was
care about
incoherent.
optics.
No, he was
Exactly what I
he was
said.
incoherent. No, I'm saying the optics is he was incoherent.
Yep.
Yeah, he was mumbling. He's Joe Mumble.
He made
With
mistakes.
the boo. I just stuttering. Like, what? You know how you man.
He said trillionaires when he meant billionaires.
Oh Lord.
He
Um,
messed up on a few other points when he was talking about
Yeah,
numbers.
we ain't gonna make do that. I don't know
Kareem
what we're gonna
Ali,
do.
if
We
you
ain't doing
are
that. We ain't
still
doing that.
in the chat, Kareem Ali, please hit the link. I like to hear what you gotta say.
No, there's no way that's not gonna fly, yo. Make them run a mile. If you can't run a mile, yo, you gotta step
Oh
down.
my
Yo.
God.
They
This is not
already
the
talked about this.
army.
Trump
This is
said his
not
golf
the
game.
army.
Trump said his golf
No.
game is
Can you
better.
run the mile, Bobby
No,
Baker?
yeah. No,
Can I
no,
say, oh,
listen to
make
me,
you run a
yo.
mile or you can't run pseudo killers no more? Is that gonna work for you? You
Yeah,
can't
work.
do
Yeah,
you
I can
can't
run
run a
3
mile.
miles. Yeah, I could definitely run 3 miles. And I
You
can
can
play a
run 3
couple.
miles without stopping.
Absolutely. And I can play basketball. I play a couple whole court games. Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right.
All right.
I ain't up here slipping.
El
So I'm
Big.
telling you, man, I stay in the gym. I'm not.
Coaching
No.
with his son all the time. So
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
not. Yeah, I'm not sitting here.
You
Can't run
be
for the people.
posing.
We can have a picnic run. I ain't
You
gonna
could
say I'm
be
gonna be
posing,
fast.
all I know.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be jogging fast. I'm not saying that. Hey Juju, I ain't gonna say I'll be speeding through the shit,
Well, Roger that. I ain't got no
but I
problem
ain't
with
gonna
that.
stop. It's
I ain't
gonna
got
be
no problem
slow.
with
Don't
that.
get it twisted. I'm gonna be slow.
So you
But I'm
walk,
be
run around the track.
I walk run. I'm definitely running though. It's running. No, I like running in trails though.
I
Up and
got
down
you. The
hills.
treadmill is better for your joints.
No, I
at your
said
age.
no. I said outside in trails is up and down in hills. That's what I said.
Okay.
You wrestling him down with that.
Yeah, you tripping on the
Wrestle,
trick
I ain't trying to wrestle, but L Big.
line. Yeah, we out here wild though. Trump is crazy. Trump gonna get us in a nuclear war.
That's what I'm saying. He does not
And
have
Biden just gonna fall out
good
driving behind the wheel.
international
I don't think Trump will, because when Trump was in office before, we weren't in no conflicts like that, y'all.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
nothing
scared
going
of him. They
on
was
when he
scared.
was in office.
Yeah, because they were scared to death of the nigga.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why.
Right. If
Hey,
anything was going on when he was in office, it was happening before he got in office. So,
Trump a nut, yo. He ain't nobody gonna fuck around
Yeah,
with
he's
Trump.
a nut, bro.
Yeah, he gonna close the borders down. He gonna do
Yeah.
everything. Wild out.
Gonna be wild.
Yo said black people ain't got no jobs because they 8 million. That was funny how he turned that. I was like, yo, you say anything.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
He wasn't very truthful. In
That
his
definitely wasn't true.
We know
But
that.
we want to believe it though. It was definitely high leverage black housing.
It was definitely
It was definitely yeah. You definitely. I was like, oh man, we just put some immigrants out. We can get some jobs. Crazy as shit rhetoric. Really
yeah,
said that, yo.
Tactical one, L Big.
But
what
what the women gonna do though?
What you
Because
mean with the
at least
women
Biden is for
women's
reproduction
reproductive rights.
So I mean, I think that's important. But then Trump claimed to have, the border situation right. So it's wild dynamic. Some very important issues on the docket these days, right? And it's one of them need to step up and say, yeah, we're gonna, I'm gonna support reparations. That's the one can really win. They can do some shit like that, but
yeah,
right.
They don't got no real heart.
They said CNN is disowning Biden right now.
Yep, it's gonna be.
Damn.
Oh my
it's
God.
gonna be coming through the pipeline. I'm telling you, once some reporters start saying
It's crazy,
this is what
man.
they hearing, they trust me, they hearing it.
What's funny was before the debate, CNN was talking Biden up and talking trash on Trump, and then after the debate, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's
He's
hard.
embarrassing the party. He's embarrassing the party, y'all.
He's embarrassing
old.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm not hating.
Let's be real. He's just an old guy, man.
He is
I
old.
wish he would just step down. Like it would just be better if he
Go on
could
vacation. Go play
let's
some
be
pickleball.
real. Let's be.
He should be playing pickleball right now.
Pickleball. Pickleball on the White House lawn, put him on.
Yes. I mean, not in the White House lawn, but wherever he chooses to, retire. Like,
Well, let's ask this question.
Okay.
Is he sharp though?
I mean, he was sharp as far as the information. It was the delivery, right? The optics.
Mhm.
I think we all agree on the optics was just
It's hard. You can't get past it, right? Can we get past that?
Well, I think as pseudo killers, we should be able to get past it as far as
I'm not
listening.
sure.
For the president.
Listen,
Sure.
I understand that, and I understand that, but it's
Juju,
just, what?
you know what? I get your point.
Okay, that's all
A
I'm
lot
trying
of
to
people
say.
couldn't get past Kendrick and all that nonsense he hit niggas people with.
Oh God.
They couldn't. The pseudo killers fell off. They
That's
couldn't.
true. They couldn't
Go
get
ahead.
past
Do your
it.
thing, do your-
What?
They
put
go.
your
They
sauce
go.
on
He is
it.
the Black Messiah. At
Go
this
ahead,
point.
put your sauce on it.
Yeah, Reggie went far too. Reggie
Oh
proved
my
our point though, Miss Tiff.
Yeah, he did.
Juju, Reggie proved our point.
Wait,
He was willing to go farther than Kenton was willing to go. He
I'm
went all the way.
sure he
Greatest speeches,
was.
Martin Luther King.
I'm sure
It
he
was just-
killed it.
He said Kendrick he implemented his Black City plan.
Yeah, he Black City
Kendrick
playing.
ain't never. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone because this is why Black
Let's
Power
get
movies
back
came
on Trump.
before, because we get derailed by the silliness and the BS.
All right, let's get back. Let's get back
Point
to
is-
Mumble
Well,
Joe.
yeah,
Joe
I
Mumble.
get it.
Point
But we
is-
also got somebody on the panel. Guess who's here?
Hello.
Say
What's
hi.
going on?
Y'all know who that is? You gotta tell them who you are. I don't know if they caught
Yeah, it's no saying. Hey, everybody.
What's going on, bro?
Man, we in trouble.
We in trouble.
In trouble.
We in
Listen,
trouble.
everything. Listen, I know everybody. I mean, I've listened to everybody on this panel,
Mm,
and but the average person isn't in. It doesn't know. Like I can name things Trump did that were okay.
right.
Although he was, but there's just the negative side of it is just
Yep.
too much, right?
yeah.
I can name a lot of things Joe Biden did, but it
Mhm.
doesn't matter because most of the people watching it, it's all about the optics.
Yeah,
and-
man.
And the narrative's already out there that he's got, he's
Already.
it's already out there. And
It has
that
been for a
just
long
confirmed
time.
it for a lot of people. Now
Yeah.
Trump, I don't know, whoever worked with him,
Mm.
he took the message
Solid
because he
job.
did, as much as he lied, but he didn't. It's bad. I mean, the problem is he did lie a lot. He lied a lot,
Mhm.
but
He did.
those zombie lies are now truth to the
Right.
people that are supporting him, right?
Right.
And many people don't like. Biden had a perfect. If Biden would have been on his game when they talked about January 6th, he could
Right.
have gone into the
Should have.
plan for fake electors to be sent to the difference. He didn't do any of that.
Yeah,
Right.
he
I mean,
played with
listen, if they don't switch him out, that's it.
You say you gotta swap him out.
Oh, they got to
That's
swap him out.
it.
That's it.
But no,
Trump's
saying,
going
what
to
do
win
you
this
think
election.
though? You think that's gonna happen? I mean, it would be better if he
It's
would just
got
fall
to.
back, but he ain't gonna fall back.
He needs somebody needs to talk to him, man.
Somebody
Somebody
gonna have to
needs
talk.
to talk to him
Oh my goodness.
because unfortunately, like I said,
the
if
vice
you're not
president.
if you're
needs to
not
talk to
into
him.
like I'm into geopolitics, I
Okay.
look at what things I'm not a listen. I would rather on both parties. I'd rather other people be running, right?
Right.
But that's not right now. That's not going to happen. But I do know I do know a little bit about geopolitics. I do know some of the things that he's done. He's done a lot of good things, like as far as like the CHIPS Act, bringing back those microchips that basically, when you look at it, Taiwan, the only reason Taiwan is really important to the United States is because we have the technology for microchips, the microprocessors. We have all that technology. We send it to Taiwan. Taiwan with these
You talking about was in
billion-dollar-
the vaccine? Is that what you talking about? Let me stop playing.
yeah, Taiwan, which what they
Don't
do
start
is
some foolishness.
they have
They're
these
gonna rob
billion-dollar facilities that make these microchips that are
Mhm.
important for weapon systems and everything, right?
Mhm,
China can't do that. China can't do that. We can do it.
Mhm.
Taiwan's doing it, but that's the
Mhm.
only reason that Taiwan's such a big deal to us.
Mhm.
Well, now they're bringing it back here. They're saying, after COVID hit and they realized
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
the supply line and everything that
Mhm.
that we were vulnerable, he brought that back. That was huge. The infrastructure bill was huge, but it doesn't matter because all that anybody sees is this guy that looks like he can't put two words together on the screen.
Mumble
And-
rap, yo, Joe Mumble, yo, I'm telling you, yo.
Yeah, it's bad.
So let me ask you this then. How about I'm aware of the things you just spoke on, the chips, right, and the infrastructure. What about dealing with Russia though? It's like they're not scared of them. People wild, they wilding out a little bit. What do you think about that? Because I think that those policies need to be dealt with too. I didn't even like his answer. What do you think?
You didn't like whose
Russia.
answers?
I like Trump. I already know what Trump. I know what Trump would do with. I know how he talked to China and Russia. They don't got no issues. They cool. They be hanging out.
Right.
No, he's gonna settle it within 24 hours when he comes.
He said
that was wild. That was the wildest lie ever.
He said he was gonna sell it before he get in the office, yo.
But you know what though? He might be right, yo, because they like each other, yo. You feel me? Like they actually like each other, yo. Them two is made for each other, yo. Shoot, Putin. Yeah, they cool. They ain't tripping. They ain't.
Yeah, but here's one of the problems that I see geopolitically. You know that Russia and North Korea has, got some thing going on now. Like
they're supposed to. They're supposed to.
That is scary for the rest of the world because both of them.
That's why Biden was saying he's gonna bring in allegedly usher in World War III.
Yeah, that was crazy. So what about? All right, hold on. Okay, what I wanted. You ain't answered that, no, Saint.
What are you asking though?
As far as his dealings with Putin, I think they got a pretty good relationship. Trump and Putin.
You talking about Trump and Putin.
And Putin.
The only reason they have a good relationship. The only reason they have a good relationship is because Putin knows that Trump has no business being in office, and he can take advantage of. He could definitely take advantage of him, but he wants chaos in this country. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody, they love the chaos. I mean, those other countries would love to see Trump in because. If you look at, and there's another thing you need to look at, and this isn't like a conspiracy, you can go look it up, but in the Heritage Foundation of 2025, Agenda 2025, it's frightening. It's frightening what they are going to try to basically basically when Trump was in office the first time, the only reason he couldn't do more than what he did as far as like, deregulations and things like that is because they had things in place or overthrow the elections because they had things in place to stop.
Correct.
They're talking about weakening, giving the president more power, giving him more power to do things. If you look at Agenda 20, off my head, I'm not going to be able to name everything, but basically like talking about coming and firing 10,000 or I think 10,000 federal employees, and they're not talking about like the low-level federal employees. They're talking about the people that you're not supposed to be influenced by the president, right? Like the Department of Justice and things like that. It's a scary thing. But as far as like Russia, I mean, Russia's not really. Listen, they have nukes.
They ain't a problem.
But they're not. Their economy is tiny. Right. They're not. Their army is, as we see, the Ukraine is holding them at bay. They're not really.
Right.
The scariest thing about them is their nukes. But other than that, I don't see any problem.
Yeah, their technology ain't as slick as we thought it was, neither.
No,
Russia. No, they couldn't. Yeah, they technology when they was beating them at the internet, it was crazy.
But
I think that game was good though.
I mean, it's definitely like I understand the other side of the argument. People were saying, well, we have NATO and it's getting closer and closer to the Russian borders and things like that. But but like I told people, I'm like when they say, well, we would the United States. I've heard people tell me, I understand. I mean, what if they were, what if the shoe was on the other foot, or basically, I'm losing my train of thought. But what I'm saying is like I've heard people side with Russia, right? And my whole thing is this: I live in the United States,
of course.
So whatever's bad for Russia, I don't really care.
Of course not.
I'm pulling for us, right? So we have all these alliances with these NATO countries, and I think we should keep Russia at bay.
Of course. What else would you do? Anything else is uncivilized. I think people forget they live in this country, don't they?
I do.
Then that's the wild part. That's probably the conscious community shuffle right there. Hate America. But so I know we can't do Trump because Trump, he's very Trump is actually unstable. You can't even be a president and be like that. The way that wild stuff like that, like you said, influencing the president, influencing people like that, that's wild. We've seen enough of that. So we just need to find somebody better than that, yo. Because he's too wild.
I mean, it's the fact that he's in bed, although I think he's just whoever will give him support, he's gonna do things for. But I think the fact that he's in bed with like the evangelicals and is pretty scary. Down here where I'm at, they're trying to put the 10 Commandments in every school, every university.
Yeah, they doing too much. The 10 Commandments. They ain't even 10. That's the funny part about it.
Right. I mean, I think that's pretty scary. I think
scary.
I think the fact that you have a bunch of those people that do support him that are really, you've heard them say they would rather have Trump as basically a dictator and they want an authoritarian. And I don't know. It's just, but this is horrible. What we saw tonight, if they don't switch him out.
You gotta switch him out, yo.
We got pseudo killer official Mac Rob on the panel. So the people like you, give us your 2-3 cents, Mac Rob. Hey, fam. We can't hear you.
He might just be listening.
No, he's on the panel.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Chilling.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Man, my signal going in and out. Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's good? My wife just walked in the house. Hold on one second.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right. What's up?
Chilling. Just want you to give your 2-3 cents real quick.
So y'all. Man, we in trouble. Hey, man. Slow Mo Joe got to go, man.
Slow Mo Joe got to go.
Got to go.
And I'm telling you right now, like dude said, man, they on a Zoom call right now trying to get Joe up out.
Yep. That's why I said
they on the horn right now trying to get him up out of here. Yeah. Oh yeah. The next 5 days, they're gonna have a full-blown campaign to try to get Gavin Newsom or Gretchen or one of them in the building the best they can, or somehow slip Kamala in there. Because let's just be real, man. We talking about the United States, y'all.
Right.
There's no way the performance we saw is going to be seen as competent in running this country.
That's right.
And it would be. Man, hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Woo.
Be sorry.
It's a wrap, man.
It's a wrap.
Thank goodness for democracy, though. It's not just one person decision.
Agreed.
That's the strong part of American government, though. It's not based off of this thing, right? So I think people need to really learn how the government works, though, because just looking at it, we say this is super shaky, right? Super shaky.
Yeah.
And personally, I always like Trump better than I like Biden because he signed that damn crime bill in, right? And so I never liked him for that nonsense. That was complete foolery, that crime bill, right? And Trump, he had his little run, but we seen how wild it was. You don't actually want your president to be that wild. You need a little more measure, right? But now we can look into how the government is acting. Now we got to educate people on how the government is actually ran, because it's not really dependent on, you know what I'm saying, one guy, right? So what kind of job has this one guy been doing lately? He's been doing all right. Just the overall government structure is working. Yeah, Trump, he's absolutely a no-no. He played too much. You don't want nobody, the president, playing too much, but you might not want Biden trip and pick up the wrong phone and shit in the Oval Office.
Press the wrong button.
Sally, hit the button. What?
Man.
Who you talking to? He might pick the wrong phone up, yo. We got I don't know. We got
a lot.
Yeah, I
Oh
just thought
man.
about that. Yeah, nigga, you pick up the wrong phone, yo.
I'll be back. I gotta go. I'll be back.
All right, thank you. Thank you, No Saint. Good to see you. Glad everything's okay.
Yeah, hit that wrong. Yeah, he picked that wrong phone up. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I don't know. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, we do
Yep.
have the balance of power. You're right. We got a balance of power. So, but even then, I think
It's
yeah,
gonna come
people.
down to it's gonna come down to Biden's ego. It's gonna come down to
I agree.
if he gonna just go ahead and gracefully
Yep.
bow out, or he gonna make them people fight him. And that's gonna be
Okay.
the tell right there. Because I mean, if I was him, I would think, let me let somebody else do this. But he didn't.
Right.
He's not even thinking at it from that point. Like, so he know he's not cognitively there like that. Like, come on,
Right.
he could have bowed out on his own
I
a long
agree.
time ago.
And to that point, Ms. Till, this is why it's important for individuals to have a line of succession, especially when you're in those powerful positions.
Yeah,
You gotta always have somebody that you're keeping in the loop, uh, in case things happen or moments like this.
Uh-huh.
yeah. So I don't know, but all the headlines is saying what you saying. They trying to figure out what they want to do. I ain't never witnessed nothing like this in presidential election. Yep. And I
Yeah.
was also saying, and maybe too, I was saying I don't think they were banking on, I think they knew there was a possibility that Trump would be on the ticket, but they were really banking on him not. They were trying to do everything possible to prevent him from being the Republican nominee.
That so
It
that's
just didn't work
that's
out.
I think that's my next question. Like, so what does that look like? If you indeed get a president that's a felon, like what implications that does that bring about now?
Well, the law makes it so that it's fine.
I,
I'm gonna look up and see if there's any other
I
president.
understand that, but for like, I guess a public opinion or optics still, like, so you're a felon and you're allowed to run free, run amok freely. You're a felon, but how about the millions of Americans who are felons? What do we make of that? Like, so do
Might
certain
not be the biggest
rules,
deal.
laws have to change for nonviolent felons and different things like that? Like, you know,
Might
'cause
be a little different. We need to look into that. Because you being a felon in certain states, somebody educated me. I forgot who it was in the survey. I think it
that
was you. One of you, Juju?
well, yeah, because everybody thinks because you're a felon you can't vote. That
Yeah, I
depends.
thought that.
Not always, but I will tell you the amendment for that uh, that we fought so hard for, and I was there. I met the gentleman who first scripted that bill. Has had a lot of pushback from Republicans and restrictions. So yes, the bill gets passed, but it's still having to jump hoops and straddles. To get that right. But I mean, I'm also speaking in another time. My mom was an ex felon, but she immediately, because my aunt was very, much involved with politics, engaged, knew what to tell her to do to get her rights reinstated. And that's what I would tell anyone, depending on what state you are, just see what your state has for you as far as getting your rights reinstated. That's the step to get you your voting rights, is to get your rights reinstated. Just a PSA. No dead air, Bobby. Hello, crickets.
Hey, you muted me out. Shit.
No, I didn't. I did
Damn,
not.
on purpose, yo.
I muted you out before, but I didn't touch you then.
See,
Yeah. See?
see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that comment right there. Now y'all can be suckered into the optics, but to those that know, what's extinct, roll with the substance. Yeah, yo, but that's not. Yeah, most people aren't thinking like that. Now, even us who understand substance, it's hard to look at that. Yo got like that. Like Ali back in the day, about to go out package going on. You're like, come on, yo. Yeah, he done. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're like, come on, yo, we ain't doing that.
Wait a minute. I want you to read. I'm going to read this other comment he had because I thought this was a good comparison. I'm just saying. Hear me out. Smash Rockwell was a more exciting. Hold up now. With his lies about Black Egypt, straight up. But we trust the method, right? So based on information, not personality, we're able to know PK was telling truths. He said, "You're not."
I'm sorry, I don't think that was a good comparison, but okay. Nah, comparing apples to.
Well, I'm just.
No, I get the point. I actually
get the point too.
I get his point. I get his point. But God damn it, I fought though. God damn it.
Bobby is interesting too.
Yeah, like
I just didn't lie like that.
It is exciting. What y'all talking about?
Nah, that was exciting. That was flagrant.
Thank you, Mac Rob.
Yeah, I don't know what all that. But I'm saying I ain't gonna lie though. No. The thing is, I'm not gonna sit up there and read something and leave the shit on the screen and to say something totally different. Like I'm not with all that.
Oh boy.
I ain't with all that.
Yeah, that was flagrant, you know. But I hear you though. I hear you, sis.
So no, yeah, he's kind of dangerous though. Overall, man, if I gotta vote, it's just hard to vote for Biden though, yo. Yeah, you be like, yo, is this nigga gonna fall asleep in the middle of what the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see him at the church in the video you played, and he couldn't even move, yo. Our hands wasn't moving. Normally a human being, is he real? Did the president already die?
Oh my God! Now you sound like these conspiracy theories.
Man, listen, yo, you is never gonna be in a black church with the music bumping and your hands not move, your head not move.
I don't know what to say.
They got that man on meds, so they should have turned his medicine down a little bit, yo. Yeah, they got.
You say that like you walk around with a medicine pack under his.
They can turn it down, yo.
Yeah, but they do have those, you know.
You can turn it down a little bit.
I had one for a while, boy.
Because you can tell that it was hitting them strong at the beginning of the debate, and then it kind of wore down a little bit. They had it tuned. They got it tuned a little bit better next time.
I mean,
then he started moving. Before his eye was closed on one side, wasn't moving right.
It was bad. I didn't see his eyes blink. Did anybody see him blink?
Oh no, he don't blink. I think they sold his eyes.
He didn't blink when it came time to defend his son, though. He wouldn't let
I know
about his son, though.
Oh man,
what did he say about his son? What did he say about I heard him.
He told because he said you a felon. He said, well, your son's a felon, and he talked about, well, my son is a decorated military, something not decorated, but you know.
Yeah, that shit didn't make
sense. They can't turn them packs down though. Them packs will have you fainting, falling out. I know it had me falling out, boy. Yeah, they turned it all the way down. I was like, just take it off me. I'll take some pain because got me hooked up to all the drugs at once. I was like, but I don't know. That's what it's giving.
They should have turned it down early. Yo, they had him too. He was gone too early in the contest. Then by the time it wore down, I mean, he was talking fast. I was like, damn, how that happened? Yeah, I don't know, yo. I don't know. I think we can.
Joe called Trump a sucker.
Yeah, he did. He went hard.
You're a sucker.
Hey, a sucker. Lie. I ain't never seen they wild with that one though.
And we gotta get some clips when they talked about the golf game. That was funny. That's what they at the end they was mudslinging.
What they talking
like? Shoot, Trump was like, I'm better physically and cognitively.
They hit him with that.
So he talked about the golf swing and the
golf swing.
Who could carry their clubs without no help and all that. You didn't hear that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he said Joe can't hit the ball 50 feet.
Oh, wow.
That's hurtful.
That's terrible, I can't find this clip, the church clip. I found it again. The church clip. I mean, you can play it, I guess, if you want.
You don't have the control. You can't play it.
All right, hold on. This clip is so interesting. Oh my goodness.
Yo, you're gonna have me hollering in a second. I know this is gonna be
Hold on. Yeah, this is an
catch me
interesting
off guard.
That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, I don't gotta share like that. I be forgetting how this go. Let's see if I can do this.
He speaks on y'all. To my hell, Trump even lied about that. He gave himself that golf trophy from his own club.
I think this is it right here.
Yo, that's funny.
Okay, I'm sharing. You see it?
That link. Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go.
Let me go and put my little disclaimer.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Mute the music.
Oh,
there you go. Nobody but you. I'll sing for you. I don't want to love nobody but you. He ain't moving.
is he 81? I thought he was 71.
It shows an 81-year-old president standing with a fixed gaze. Lights are on, but nobody's home. Oh my God.
Marijuana. Oh my goodness.
The edibles ain't shit 15 minutes later. They talking about Bobby Brown.
Oh man.
And she got away from a live interview before it was over.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think there's no music there. Oh, so that's the clip. It was pretty short.
Okay.
But
I just don't want to get another strike on my watch.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm right about that.
I am.
Yeah, you like Hank Aaron striking out. Yeah, you just strike it out.
Oh my God.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens over the next couple of days.
Baltimore Bandit, come up here and ask that question. Do y'all think?
Oh,
go ahead, Miss Tiffany.
Oh, I ain't messing with that. Come on, it's too late, Baltimore. It's somebody. Your governor, the governor of Maryland, is one of the people that they might be considering to replace Biden. I am not messing with Baltimore Bandit. Nope.
You're out of there, Baltimore. So let's ask the pertinent question: what policies of Trump do you favor over Biden?
Well, I definitely the immigration thing got to be. Yeah, I think Biden completely fumbled that. I don't know what he's doing. It's just wild. I'm in New York City, by the way, so that's the perspective that I'm showing up with. It is just wild. How do you allow, all of these migrants, quote unquote, asylum seekers, okay, come in and then don't even help this, and then don't even give aid to the states that are providing? It's crazy. So, and I know our mayor was upset about it, but then the other day I heard him say, "Oh, I have faith in Biden; he'll do the right thing." So it's just all a farce. That's because they party members,
right?
So I'm kind of with Trump on that. I'm sorry.
No problem.
A lot of people came in. There was no way to know who they were, what their backgrounds were, if they had a criminal past. Nothing.
Right. I get that. But I feel like that border issue, that's like 20, 30 years past due. That should have been taken care of something, right? Because they have the part of it where you cross over with the vehicle or whatnot and checkpoints, but they should have something running the whole border a long time ago. I
don't like the abortion thing, of course. I don't like that on Trump's end. I don't like that because I know he set that up before he left to make sure those Supreme Justices were there, the favorite, what his evangelical people wanted. So there's issues on both sides, but
Well, we're at the 50-minute mark. I don't, I don't, I just, y'all don't want to ask me about no policies because I'm the resident blackologist, Pan African, so my outlook on things are different. But I am a strong, heavy, staunch advocate for getting engaged and involved in local politics and voting. So.
Put no Saints comment up.
Got it. So I'm just the policy I favor that Trump got correct was making NATO pay their 2% of their GDP as agreed upon when it was formed. That made
I
sense.
agree.
No problem.
Yeah, Trump did a lot of that though. Made them do what they supposed to do. Like that. I agree with him making everybody. He's like he said, we got a whole ocean. He's saying why we spending more money and y'all over there when y'all should be spending more money. Did y'all get that?
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I get
He's
that.
like y'all tripping. Yeah, he's right about that. They play, it make you feel good when you got the most money to spend. So they be
Right.
big shot and Trump be like, nah, y'all doing too much with that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in some parts, man. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, man, you cannot you can't have you play too much, yo.
Yeah, he's wild.
Wow, you can't have president like that, yo.
And not that, we want someone he can be controlled, but I definitely want someone that has better couth, better decorum, better optics on the international stage, so to speak. And Trump doesn't give me that. Like, you could be run amok in your own country, but I don't see him.
We need to look and see what type of international, what type of conflicts happened when he was president. I think that's important. Maybe like Bobby said, maybe they just scared of him. That's why.
There wasn't no conflicts, though.
Huh?
There wasn't nothing really going on then. You feel me? Like Israel was getting their money. No, let me stop.
What did he say about the Palestinians? He said something. What did he say?
He said that when he was president, he didn't give no money to Iran, so Iran wouldn't have had no money to give to Hamas.
I mean, he blocked their money. Like he ain't
right.
Give them, he blocked them. Yeah.
He blocked their money, so they wouldn't. Hamas couldn't even been able to do what they did. That's what he said.
But how are we connecting the money that Hamas got to go at Israel with the United States? How are we doing?
Because they gave him money to get whatever they needed to. I guess do what they did to Israel.
Huh? The United States is supporting Israel in this war. They can't be giving both of them money.
Oh, girl, don't get me the line, but
that's what I'm saying. The United States
somebody needs to step in that know.
I mean, the United States is known to be giving Israel a healthy amount of money for this war against Hamas. It's not against Iran; it's against Hamas.
But I don't know. Maybe there was some other
policy.
No, what I'm saying, maybe there was some other policy that prevented certain groups from having access to certain funds that could be traced back to the U.S. That's something that we can just look at.
Yeah, we can look at it. We got to do a fact checking show because that sounds like a bunch of techno babble. What is that? What they call it?
Look it up.
Yes, it's backed by Iran, but it's not necessarily in Iran. Hamas is in different areas, not just in Iranian's border. That is my point.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to.
I was answering a question.
All right.
From Tony Tone. He says, Hamas backed by Iran. And it's still, I'm still confused on the money flow. Like, how does that connect United States dollars to Iran, thus Hamas? If that's the case. But we'll get into that on another show. Any final words, Bobby Finger? Any other direction you want to go in? I think we said our bit.
No, I just think shit. With a television debate like that, man, that's dangerous having somebody up there that both of them is dangerous at this point. We just like I thought I would just never live to see the day where both of the candidates
is wild.
It's just crazy, man. So you really got to rely on understanding the issues, and so black people gonna be in trouble with this one, y'all. So we need to really, really understand how the government's ran. What are the issues? What are issues important to us? I think we need to start right now. Before we just start giving out our backing freely. Since it's wild anyway, we might as well find a candidate that's gonna best move our agenda. And so, but what is our agenda? We know
Right.
it can't be the conscious community agenda because that's just incoherent, right? So the average, African American, what would our agenda be, and what we're gonna rally around, and let's just vote intelligently. I think that's important.
Got it.
Here's a statement. It says Trump then pivoted to Iran, which has been at the center of his attacks on the Biden foreign policy of the past several months, saying, I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. So I'm saying, I guess it's just different branches of how this government will run across the world.
All
But
right, I was gonna give you a minute. Just give us a second so we can finish this statement. I get that, and I think that's something we can look into and
mhm.
really get to the bottom of it. But I want to address Tony Tone. We know that they're funded by Iran. We got that. That wasn't our point of contention or the confusion. We were talking about who is backing Hamas, whether it's through funds that Iran is getting and from where. That was the discussion. But again, Hamas is not restricted to the borders of Iran. And that was the point I was making. If you differ, you have the opportunity to hit the link and come on the panel and say your piece.
What they say?
He said he was just repeating Hamas is definitely funded by Iran, doesn't matter where they are located.
Huh? Oh hell no.
But
Doesn't matter where they located. Where? I don't get that. What's that statement?
because Hamas is not located just in Iran. They're in Palestine. They're located in different areas.
Okay, what they got to do with?
That's all I was saying. I guess he was talking about the comics we had concerning Hamas, and he was attempting to correct us. That's what that was about.
What? Man, we talking about cutting off the water, yo. The
But
hell, that's the
DB,
hell you talking
They
about.
do
That's what
fund
Trump
them.
talking about.
They do fund Hamas. They do
Yeah, he
fund.
did. So,
yeah,
so right. So you cut the water off.
yeah. But how are we supposed to cut it off, though? Like
We can't cut no damn water off. We ain't got shit to do with
exactly.
that.
So,
It's the policies to do it. So
but
you
if
pick the
we're not,
president.
from what I understand, United States is not supporting Iran in any way, shape, or form. So I'm trying to.
Yeah, and they cutting the money off from them. They do that. Yeah, they slow their money flow up. Yeah, they do that. The same way they do a drug dealer, yo. You can cut your shit off. They know where your
Well,
accounts at.
okay, the
Do all
banks
that.
or whatnot.
Huh? Hmm?
With the banks and whatnot, I
Yeah,
get
of course. Yeah, yeah. They can do all that. It's wild. Yeah, because a lot of times you gonna get a lot of the money flow come from America anyway.
that.
There's a lot of money to be made in America, and they cut that flow off, and then you got other trading partners. That's why it's important to have partners and
Right.
partnerships,
Relationships, build relationships.
right? And
Yeah.
then they check bank accounts, all kind of shit, foreign accounts, and they kind of they slow their money up. They do.
Roger that.
Yeah.
DB is on the panel. Go ahead and
Yes.
highlight the people, DB, and then give us your 2-3 cents in the
TV.
situation.
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes. No, I just was getting on because I saw the topic. So yeah, and I just wanted to get my input. I just wanted to know. I feel that why should Black or African Americans continue to try to take a part in something a, a presidential election, which I don't think that it has ever changed anything for Black African Americans since we've been in this country.
Oh, you
So
back in the 40s.
Right.
God,
I'm just saying I don't see and definitely if not any one of them is talking about giving us reparations. I just don't see
I
the
agree with you
purpose
there.
of the presidential debate or election because it's I mean we still kind of in the same predicament economically, uh, education wise, working jobs, and we kind of even being taken over by some of the immigrants that's even coming over into this country.
Oh God.
I just don't, I don't see the benefit of even trying to partake in it.
How about the local elections? You agree with those?
I could say the local, it could change, it could change some things, but I mean,
Focus on
uh,
that then. We gotta vote though.
Yeah, we
Right?
definitely got to vote.
Yeah,
And
that's the only way to get something done.
facts. And that's part of the problem. So let's take this back. The fact that we've been pushing this narrative about Black people don't need to vote because they ain't doing
Yeah.
nothing for us, gotten us the position that we're in. And I keep telling people, when you talking about the disproportionate rate of Black
well,
males being jailed, I'm gonna finish my statement, and different things like that. It's the same people that didn't vote, especially in their local elections. Okay, for your district attorneys or whatnot. All right, we had that problem here in Florida with Jacksonville. Her name was Angela. I forget her name. If I find it, I'll tell you. And she was a big problem, as far as locking up our Black male youth or whatnot on frivolous things, a counter to their white counterparts. So, yeah, I'm not trying to hear that. Voting is part of what
He ain't
vote.
say not vote though. I ain't gonna charge him with that. He was just saying the president election, I believe.
No, but he was talking about how, they ain't nothing help. Okay. Yeah, you said that. All right. Because I was gonna
but
go in.
it
Domo hit the
is some
link yet?
Yeah,
it is some people in
come on,
this country
Domo.
though that don't take a part,
Yeah, that's
partake
your
in
right.
any voting, like
Yeah,
the
that's your
Native
right.
Americans. They don't, they're not under certain reservations. They're not under the U.S. Constitution, and they
Yeah.
don't partake, in the presidential election because they have their own government.
They have a sovereign nation. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a sovereign nation.
Yeah, as they should. As they should.
And they already got their reparations or whatnot, so they necessarily don't need to vote. They got
I ain't gonna say all of that, but
they got everything they need.
I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, they
I
got
ain't
them
gonna say
damn.
that.
They got them money makers though, don't they?
They
Don't
definitely do. Why you
they?
gonna
They
say
got
that?
the bangers.
Say that.
What you talking about?
I
So
ain't
why
gonna
They
say
why
got
that.
the
haven't we
bangers.
That
why haven't we
you can't really say that to the group of people whose land got completely pillaged and taken over. And
All right,
yeah,
they
go
gave them the
ahead and take
daggone
these
thing.
why we
reservations. You
can't
good?
why
Yeah,
we can't
I can't co-sign
why
that.
Yeah,
why
you're
we
right
can't
about that, but
Man, they
what
game casinos,
what we
man.
gonna
Why
do?
they
What we
ain't?
gonna do? Y'all
why
casinos
can't we
earning
compare why can't we
$330 million.
compare and
Well, we're not them. First of all,
Yeah, we not
I know
them.
some people think we are, but we're actually not.
Yeah, we not them. Y'all don't do
So
that.
I'm saying, yeah, they should have some levels of sovereignty. They absolutely should.
Yeah, and I don't know how that has anything to do with conversation
but
with them not voting.
why
But
shouldn't we
why do they need to?
Because we ain't them. They ain't.
Yeah, we treat it. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
ain't like us.
I'm
They ain't
talking about
like us.
Black.
They ain't like us. That's why.
It wasn't our country. It wasn't our country that they came and took over like that.
Oh man.
Anyway, I'm
but we
interested from hearing from Domo his perspective of this
Dang, Miss Tiffany, just cut
Yes, I'm
throat.
getting
Yeah, don't
straight
cut
to
that
Come
it.
man
I'm
off.
getting
Don't cut
straight
that
to
man
it.
off.
Dang, Miss Tiffany.
Miss Tiff,
Of
don't cut that man off.
All right, Domo.
of the debate
Go ahead, Domo.
and your thoughts on or you think they're gonna pivot in the 14th hour to switch out Biden?
She asked you a specific question, but before you answer, go ahead and highlight the people real quick. Let them know who you are,
Let
Domo.
the man
Don't know.
finish.
What's good? What's good, everybody? I'm Damo. I should know that by now. But it was hard to listen to. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It was difficult just because off break, like I mean, I'm one. I like this off a matter of habit. I don't really like engaging in propaganda, like shit that I know is specifically propaganda. I typically avoid. So I tried to give this debate a shot, but outside like when you have like Trump, who gonna lie to you, not gonna answer the question, sell you a bunch of nonsense, and then Joe Biden's just old. He old, like so. All the conversation around his debate performance really it just has to do with like the level of energy he was able to display, like, him kind of going off on a little bit of tangents, losing his spot. Jumping to different topics, just all of that. It just wasn't a good look for Biden at all. So I literally go as far as to say Trump, like, because these debates are more about political theater and propaganda, Trump did a better job of making his propaganda look feasible. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to be like, oh, he's more energetic, he's more okay. Trump has no charisma. Let's just be for real. Like, he's not charismatic. He's a train wreck, and people like watching train wrecks. But in terms of whether or not they're gonna actually remove him, that's not about to happen. That's not about to happen. They don't. Because one, it's only months away. If we was having this conversation like a year ago, maybe. But with the election only months away, like they'll kill any and every bit of. Well, I think all his momentum his momentum took a little hit, but it'll kill any type of democratic or liberal continuity. You feel me? Because liberals are already like siloed. You feel me? Like, conservatives, the benefit that they've had up until recently has been that regardless of the type of conservative you are, conservatives rock with conservatives. Liberals have always been the one to have different sects and pockets that kind of put them at odds against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, are we talking about black stuff enough? Are we talking about queer stuff enough? Are we talking about poverty enough? Are we talking about immigration enough? And so the one unifying factor for liberals in the past, I'd probably say outside of Obama in the past like 15 years, has been hate Trump. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they have to roll with still up, like, because it's so late in the game. And then just there would be no way that they would be able to decide on who should be the candidate to replace Joe Biden this late in the game.
But they're already talking about the possibility. So
but if it was gonna happen, they would have did it. Like, we didn't need to see this debate to know that Joe Biden is old as hell.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Like, this is way hella late. Like, if they were gonna change, shouldn't they have had this in play a long time ago? Like, why would they wait?
They ain't. You mean tell me they just saying that on this?
Yeah, like, why would they wait? It's just not making any type of logical sense.
Let me ask you a quick question. Hey, Domo.
Yes, sir.
Quick question. So we heard them ask the question about the border crisis, right?
Yeah.
When I was listening to y'all conversation, that was great conversation between you and the good brother. I don't even know how he says his damn name. Shit. Lord Abbott. I'm gonna say Lord Abbott.
Lord Abbott, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good conversation, man. I'm hoping y'all can have that same type of conversation over here. I think that was good. I think we would truly appreciate that. So it was a question about the borders, and you talked about how basically their policies were aligned, Trump and Biden. It wasn't like the illusion is that Trump is it a lot, to stop the border and all that. And you basically say no, they basically pan out basically the same. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, no, actually Obama deported more under than Trump, and Joe Biden has deported more than Trump. I mean, and not just based on the fact that there was more of a surge during Biden's term. If you just look at the percentages, they were more likely. The Biden administration was more likely to send a migrant back than releasing them in the United States. So a lot of I ain't even gonna say a lot of all of the immigration conversation in that takes place specifically have to do with the election is all propaganda.
Wow.
First of all, presidential policies have little to do with migrant rates. Migrant rates have more to do with the socioeconomic situation of the places where these people come from. For example, if you have increase in I used to work in immigration law. If you have increase in violence and an increase in gang activity, you're gonna get more migrants. When you have turmoil and upheaval in the governments of these places, you're gonna get more migrants. So when they're like, oh, more is coming because they've opened the border, that's a whole ass lie. because the last executive order that Joe Biden just passed actually did once the border reached a certain amount of migrants, it automatically closes. And by the time that he did the executive order, it had already reached that limit, so it immediately closed the border. So when you hear people talk about Joe, as a matter of fact, post-COVID, the Trump era COVID immigration policies, Joe Biden kept in place up until they expired. So like this idea that there's this vastly different approach to immigration, like Biden and them want open borders and all of that, it don't play out in numbers, nor do it play out in the policy. I mean, it's similar, like immigration is similar to gas prices. Like for whatever reason, we keep acting like gas prices are dependent upon the president. Ain't got nothing to do with the president. It has everything to do with corporate greed. And same thing with immigration. Like, and the way that they trying to rope Black people in it is not even natural, because the reason why Black people are dealing with immigration crises, for example, in places like Chicago and New York, is because of Texas Governor Greg Abbott shipping migrants from Texas to these other places. But for whatever reason, we pointing the finger at the migrants, and pointing the finger at the Democrats. But it's like, why would people in Chicago be dealing with a migrant border crisis and it's nowhere near the border?
Okay, I got a question for you on that. But if you got that many people coming in, is it fair for Texas, for instance, to be able to just absorb all of that? I mean, is that fair? Because I'm in New York City. I know we got about 200,000 people, and it has really, it's really put a huge burden on the city. And
yeah, I mean,
I've been here for over 20 years. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, so like on this question of fairness, it's more just a question of circumstance. Like
Correct.
Texas is a border state.
Right.
Like, so because of where it is, it's more incumbent upon the border states to deal with it than like Texas and California, than to ship them somewhere where, because I think the reason why New York and Chicago are struggling is because they don't have a migrant infrastructure. Places like California, places like Texas, places like Florida, like that deal with like large Latin migrants or populations of migrants, they already have an infrastructure in place to be able to deal with those migrants. But so when you just ship them from somewhere in the South to somewhere in the North, where they've never really had to deal with issues of immigration, like from the border at least,
Right.
then that kind of put a shock on that system, because you have an influx of a vulnerable population, and then they end up with the other vulnerable population that's already there. So it's not to say that Black people there aren't having to deal with the impact of this increase of migrants. It's more so it has nothing to do with border policy. It has everything to do with vindictive Republicans purposely sending these migrants to these places that don't have these infrastructures, just to point the finger and say, ha, like y'all can't deal with this.
Okay,
Right.
so you're saying that the amount of migrants that was sent to New York plus everywhere else, Texas would have had the infrastructure to house, clothe, and feed all of them just like that?
Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it.
I don't know.
Like you have more to like.
Just right off the rip, they have 1 million. I don't know how many people came in. They had housing available for all these people coming in.
Alert from updates available.
Sorry, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just look at the circumstances. Like, you don't have the outcry about immigration, like with Texas, the way that you do in Chicago. Like Chicago, these Black people in Chicago were never talking about immigration, ever.
Right.
Now
you're right.
you got people in Texas who, yeah, they complain about it, right? Like it's been a conservative talking point, but they've been able to integrate these people into these communities that, like, to the point where, I mean, in a few years, it's going to be one of the largest populations in Texas, right? But you don't hear the strain on resources in Texas that you hear about happening in New York and Chicago, and that's because they're trying to do it. They were put in a position where they had to handle it at the last minute. You know what I mean? While Texas has been processing migrants and finding ways to integrate. I mean, and not even just outside of the government. When you have organizations in Texas that for years have been helping with migrants.
So you say that to say.
So yeah, it's all propaganda. It's a manufactured. It's a manufactured.
No.
Million cases of migrants that came in, Domo.
No. Let me say this. Let me say this. This is the point I want to add, Domo. the propaganda piece may be that, United States can't handle it. Of course we can. The issue is that people that live in America that are citizens, right, are in need of resources and can't get it. So it seems as if that people that just roll up in town can get that immediate response with people who've been living here can't. That's the real issue, Domo. Right?
Yeah, but that's
That's
an
the issue.
issue. That's an issue of racism and anti-blackness. That's not an issue of immigration. Like I
I
believe
wasn't even
you're
talking
right.
about just black people though, just Americans, period.
And
Homeless. That's
I
all
mean,
I'm saying.
well, one, like who the resources get provided for is laid out in racial lines. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not like, well, all black poor people and all white people or white poor people get access to the same assistance, nor is it that like they have to deal with the same perception. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but what I think what we ignore when we talk immigration though is like, why are they coming here? Like poor black people and the resources that we barely have access to ain't enticing them. They coming over here because these
Yeah,
major
that's not our
corporations,
issue. That's not our
yeah,
issue though.
these major corporations are incentivizing this type of labor. They pay them under the table. They don't have to give them, you know what I'm saying, no
Oh,
type
you
of
talking about in this
benefits.
country? You talking about in this
Yeah,
country?
in this
Oh,
country, yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the incentive for migrants to come here is the labor that's being provided by all of these major corporations. You know what I'm
So you
saying? Like
mean,
all,
basically like the farming industry? It's jobs that we're just not going to do. That there's plenty of
well,
jobs in the
not
United States we're
we'll
not going
do
to do.
them. We'll do them. We just want to be paid too much to do them, right? To them. You know what I'm
Yeah, we're
saying? So
not going
like,
to do. Yeah, we're not going to do it.
yeah, we'll get out there in the sun and work. You just got. I better get benefits. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
better
we
get
ain't no. Yeah,
vacation. I
yeah,
better
yeah.
get all of this. You feel me?
Now we
So
ain't picking no fruit, Domo. Come on, yo. Nobody's going.
nah. I know niggas that'll pick fruit if you pay
No,
them right.
stop, yo.
Yeah, if
If
you
you
pay
pay
them
them
right,
right.
if you pay them
Yeah, they
right,
doing it for leisure. They
Yeah.
not doing it for no paycheck.
Ain't nobody, man,
Trust
y'all
me.
tripping.
We got all
Nah,
kind
nah.
of jobs
if they like
in Florida.
if they
If
telling niggas like we look
somebody pay
$25 an hour.
No,
If
no,
they
y'all
like
got it.
$25 an hour, insurance,
Oh, that's
benefits,
different. Okay,
you
that's
know what I'm
different.
yeah, that's what
saying?
he said.
Yeah,
If you pay them right, yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
but
pay
then you're
them right,
not gonna make no money. Then the fruit be $1 million to buy it.
then,
Let's be
okay,
realistic.
now exactly.
Okay, so it
Right.
doesn't even make sense to pay you $25 an hour to pick fruit.
So
Let's
that goes
keep it in
back
the real
into
perspective of what it
what
is.
Domo was saying. It was how it's incentivized and why is a necessity for them to bring in the migrants. And
Yeah, I got that. I agree. I agree on that. That part.
well,
But that's
you look at
migrant farming. That's one thing. But 2.2 million people that we just supposed to be able to. I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, but
but
it didn't happen
like I
at
said,
one time either.
but
That was
like I
in
said though,
2022. In 1
the
year.
amount of migrants has little to do with actual policy and
No, I
more to
feel you.
do with the situation in those
In those
circumstances.
countries, right?
Yeah,
But
so like we'd be like, oh, Biden or Obama, and you know what I mean, and then like Obama was called the deporter in chief.
I just feel
Obama had no problem
feel
getting
like
them up
they
out
got
of
to
there.
do a better job of screening people because we got enough criminals already. We don't need criminals imported in on some asylum bullcrap. Because I'm not buying that these gang members that have come in from these different countries that are seeking asylum. I'm not buying that.
That's
But they
wild.
weirdo.
How you
Yeah,
would
I
Then
mean,
there's no
in here
screening
for
to check for
asylum?
that.
not all of them, you know what I'm saying? But like like I said, I working in immigration law was kind of eye opening because like one, they treat immigration law like traffic court. Like so, you know how everybody just come in and you just go up and you go up to the judge, go up to the judge. That's
Yep,
how they treat
yep,
it. That's how they
yep.
treat asylum claims. You feel me?
Of
And
course.
one of our clients was he's probably like 13. The community had been taken over by whatever local gang, and so they was like either the 13-year-old and his brother either they join or it's consequences. You feel me? They didn't want to be a part of none of that, so they killed his older brother. You know what I mean? And kind of ran up in his house, sexually assaulted their mama, all type of shit. And so for them, it was like like it was either like leave or stay in this community and end up dead, or have to join the gang and end up dead anyway. You know what I mean? So
How about contact their local government?
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that do get passed and are actually here setting up crime cells across the country. That's
You call
also
it crime
happening.
cells.
nah, yeah. I mean, I'm not denying that's a
Right,
part of the
that's
case.
happening.
But it's like we got to. It's like, so how do we balance what it is that we, you know what I'm saying? Like how do we balance that? Because I mean, what happens is we fall into the same. Unfortunately, we fall into the same pathology that gets placed on the black people. You feel me? So it's like do we allow the worst case examples to dictate how we operate with these people? You know what I'm saying? Or do we recognize that?
I just think that the screening needs to be better. I mean, we're in 2024 where we got all this technology and we can't figure out how to screen people better before we let them into our countries. I think that's a fair thing to request.
No, I mean, and to be honest, that's really what the Biden administration is trying to do. Like with even though they closed the border,
after they
like
let 2 million in already. Yeah, it's a little too late. But I'm sorry. I guess because I'm in this city, I just see so much that it's just frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I'm in California.
Migrants in New York City and also Chicago.
Right.
And it seemed like they kind of overwhelmed with the situation. You know, Domo was just speaking on how Texas was able to absorb the better because they've been dealing with it for such a long time. They kind of set laws in place that could
put them out in the first place.
But
put them out.
But they seen that it was a problem, so they would be bringing it up as an issue. So is California. This is why it's like a reaction now. Whereas though like we're tired of dealing with this, so we're gonna send these people up into areas like New York City and Chicago. So although they could handle, they have been handling it. They every election bring that up as an issue, and I guess this is the tipping point for Texas because now they're making moves of sending them to other areas within the United States.
That's funny.
I'm not suggesting Fatane is saying so penalize those who need. I haven't suggested that. All I am suggesting is a basic acts of better screening. That's it. Just a better screening system.
Whatever happened to take care of your own first? Pass out goddamn money, then start talking.
You can only do so much screening. Okay.
I mean, we're talking
about the U.S. Well, hold on, we're talking about the U.S., which is supposed to be the best military in the world, and they can only do so much screening.
I mean, I think the screening comes because as immigrants, they're supposed to get like their papers and whatnot. Migrants get their papers and whatnot to be in the country, and I think that's supposed to happen, but there's just some fundamental problems across the board. I also personally don't think we should just shut down. Like I'm just conflicted. I live in Florida, so I'm very conflicted. This is a migrant state, like built off of migrants. You know what I'm saying? So me being, for a policy like anti-immigrant or whatnot is just. I just think we can do better. But we do have other people on the panel, specifically Rasan. I'll let you go first. You can introduce yourself and give your 2-3 cents, and then we have
Goddamn, Juju, you cut me in the middle. I was saying, Juju.
Wasn't talking about using the military to. Okay, I just want to say this, and I'm gonna be done. I'm not talking about using the military. I'm saying people that are in the military, if they need to get some information out of people. I'm not saying torture, but I'm saying you have trained, skilled people in the U.S. They can create programs to screen to determine who might be a danger. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying use military on the people, so don't get it misconstrued. I'm saying we should have the ability to do better screening, interviewing, and determining who is fit to be here. That's all.
Did you want to finish your statement before Rasan and Chalemboy Sudokil?
I just want to finish my point. I just think emphasis on at least fixing our communities need to be made. Like prioritize the thing because it just don't look good. The optics are kind of terrible. You can get good houses and stuff like that, and people that's already here can't get it. That what I mean, they can get right to it with the resources, no red tape. So it's almost like you need to take the model that you use on immigrants and apply it to some of our cities. Immediate health care, immediately fixed credit cards given, all that type shit. I don't get it. That's my point.
So why do you think they're not doing that?
I don't know why they not doing it. I'm saying it's not a good thing. It's not a good point, bro. It's not a good.
Tell
It's
nephew
not a.
we said hey.
Oh yeah, my fault.
He's so cute.
Yeah, it ain't a good. It ain't. I don't know. I know what you're gonna say it is. So that's your answer to everything. I know. But I'm saying is
What he gonna
as an
say?
American, gonna say because they black. That's why not. So I don't.
No, it's
What?
about.
You say who black? What? Because who black?
You gonna say that? I already know you. Why you think that is?
I do have one of the issues with that, Bobby Banger. It's just participation. I know in some Black communities, a lot of times they just don't know about certain programs or they just don't participate. And I also do know that
So the migrants know about programs.
I'm gonna finish, please.
Right? Yeah. Juju, that's a little. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of Black people don't know about certain programs.
I know, but how did the immigrants don't know neither?
Because if they go to some of these places that help immigrants, they have all that lined up. They help them fill out, if not fill out the applications for them or whatnot.
We get
they
it.
Have the thing,
They cater to the immigrants. Ignorance of,
it's not just that they cater to, but again, like, do y'all think that immigrants just come here and don't know where to go? Do y'all think that
they was literally shipped to places like they don't know where to go.
And Florida, Miami, just because? No, because they have relatives, family, they have communities that look like them in those areas. That's what makes them, more appealing or appeasing to the situation. Like what I'm saying is facts. I've witnessed this, so you can say what you want.
No. I hear what you're saying. I get the piece you're saying. So you basically saying is that they have access to the resource because they know about the resources.
Not so much to have access, but when you go to these places that deal with immigrants, which Domo was getting at, they have these places. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so where's our place?
It's like an immigrant shelter. Okay,
I know. So where's our shelter? You get my point?
But we have that. Like, okay,
I obviously not.
No, we do. For instance, if I'm a mother and I have a kid and I go to to get assistance for housing and whatnot.
You go to
WIC, food stamps, like there are
red tape though. Wait, Juju, come on.
There are thousands.
Anybody could go and do that.
Yeah, Juju, come on, y'all.
Are you gonna let me finish the point, or are you just gonna continue to cut me off like you say I've been doing you and been giving you the utmost respect? So when
you get mad,
yes, because y'all just won't be quiet. Don't make me mute you, Bobby Banger.
Why you gonna mute me? It was my thing. You
for clarity, please.
I ain't asked for all that. I asked for.
It's not just for you. You're not the only person on the panel or in the chat, though.
Yeah, but I was talking though. You took over with the whole immigrant thing. You
Can we let Rasan and Chilemboy talk, please?
No, I want to finish the point though, Gigi. I want to finish the point.
You don't get along. That's why I just I
almost started this.
So now we don't get along, Gigi.
Oh no, come on, let Bobby.
Hold on. So we don't get along, Gigi.
Oh man, here we go.
We don't get along because you black power all day and you can't see the disadvantage we put at with that. The immigrants come in this country and immediately get a damn credit card with money on the shit. Immediately. It don't take them 10, 20, 30 days. And can get the best housing right off the rip.
Nah, but I
in a hotel.
They're also they are not in the system either.
No, that's why we don't get along though, Juju.
Yes, because there's just ultimate, there's things.
No, that's why we don't get along, Juju.
Oh, come on,
I don't care.
Bobby, did you finish making your point?
No, but that's why we don't get along, though.
I don't care.
I don't have no clothes, y'all, so I can't do nothing.
Life goes on.
Yeah, I don't life go on. That's why we don't get along. All of a sudden, we don't get along, Juju.
Yeah, because you keep cutting me off and then you try to gaslight me, and I'm sick of it.
I don't even know how to gaslight. I ain't got no gas.
You do it all the time. What up, Bob?
Hey, that's actually textbook definition of gaslighting.
Huh?
You be like, I don't know how to gaslight. That's textbook.
Right?
I really don't know what that means. Gaslight.
I know that. That's crazy.
You're the master at it, Solar Line.
Really,
we know what you do.
The best way to define it is
gaslighters don't know what gaslighting
is.
Yeah. Really? Is that what we are?
Maybe I'll be doing it and not knowing it. I don't know.
I'm talking about Solar Line. But you know what gaslighting is.
Can Rasan and Chalimboy speak? Since y'all was gonna look at my example.
No, we don't get along. So I definitely don't want Tulumbe to speak because we don't get along. Because I'm
Oh my gosh. Can you just take that back?
I ain't even know we ain't get along till just now. If that ain't gaslighting, that's a damn
Juju
gas
has been unleashed. I'm just gonna do that to make him angry on purpose now.
Oh,
that's
God.
what you did.
Dude, we
Did that
both can
on
be.
purpose. You did
Hey,
it on purpose.
Marcus. Hey.
Yes, I did it on purpose.
But I ain't know when
Bobby
to get
Banger. I did
we
not
don't get
mean
along.
that. You are the best person in the whole wide world, Bobby Banger.
Really, Juju? I don't get along. Think about if
y'all
you say you don't
please
get along with me, Juju. Juju,
Oh,
think
man.
about that, yo.
You
Can
like
the
my
family feel
bestie.
Even if
for
you
the
didn't get
school?
along with me,
You
Juju,
like my
you wouldn't
bestie.
even
Bobby
say
Banger.
that.
I was just kidding. I just wanted you to shut up. But
So that was gaslighting then, wasn't it?
That's
yeah,
gaslighting.
it was.
I just wanted to, no, just because I was lit on fire. Go ahead. I'm crying now.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tiffany. I
crazy.
apologize, sis.
When you start defending immigrants, though, that's what I don't. Let me show.
I
Oh
live in Florida. What do you want from me? Shoot, most people think
I was on your side. I thought I was saying the right thing on your side, Juju. I thought I was on the wrong side of the coin.
Jesus.
That's that hyper liberal bull crap that Domo be talking about. She's not getting along with that.
No, well, so my example.
You're doing a good job tonight, Solar Mind. I just want to tell you, you're doing a great job.
So about the immigrant situation.
Dang, Chalimboy, you missed your moment. Go ahead, DB.
And then Rashawn and Chalimboy can go. Dang.
Yeah, what's your number at? Where you at, man?
Go
Where that
ahead,
pseudo killer fish at?
Hurry up, DB. You got 30 seconds. Don't
Yeah,
give
I
us
was saying so about the
mumble
immigrant
fighting.
situation. Who fault really is it if it has gotten this bad? I mean, and the corporations are kind of showing you where the way they want to go with who they hire, because I know most of the time, and now that I even go in a local Walmart, that's mostly who I even see who they are in there. So I want to know, like, who fault really is it if it's gotten this bad? Is it the politician or is it the corporation?
Do
It's
you
the
want to work at
corporations, without a
Walmart?
doubt.
Do you want to work at Walmart?
No, I'm not saying, but everybody, you got to think everybody.
Because that's the response. Like,
but
okay,
but
if
can
they're not
everybody
working in Walmart, then are you willing to work in Walmart? Is the question.
But what are you trying to say? Walmart is like a low tier, low level
No, I'm not
job or
saying
something?
nothing. I'm just saying that. I'm just
Oh,
saying what I
so
just said.
what's your point? What's your point of what you coming with there? So what you trying to say?
It would be simply they're filling a void that nobody wants to do.
Walmart.
Okay, so they're starting small. So what if they're starting small? What is eventually gonna lead to?
Well, no, I mean, and I wouldn't say it's a question of filling a void. I think corporations, since capitalism took over in the United States, literally have been doing everything they can to not have to pay people livable wages. And so if there's a labor force out there that they could exploit because of their vulnerable situation, like being like being a migrant, then the corporations are going to take advantage of that. That's why, like, I feel like like when we center the conversation around like us, like fighting for, because what most people are complaining about is like it's a lot of low skill, low wage labor that migrants are taking over. And then my response to that is like, why are we fighting for the low skill, low wage labor? You see what I'm saying? Like why is our beef with the migrants for
But
taking
isn't
jobs?
that's what built America though, right?
Nah,
Those type of jobs.
nah,
Those type of jobs.
that's the myth. I mean, because here's the thing: are those jobs necessary? Yes. Should people be paid more to do those jobs? Yes. But because the way that we frame low skill labor, you know what I'm saying, then they situate how much you deserve to make based on that. You feel me? So like that, like, so again, like with Unc's position being like, why like if immigrants can get this, then why can't we get it? Like they deny us, like, and when I say us, that's I mean people of color, poor people, all of that. They deny us resources independent of what they do with migrants. Before, like the migrant issue don't have to be what it is in order for, like, even before they sent migrants to New York and Chicago, niggas in New York and Chicago was complaining about their situation. You know what I'm saying? This is really a like the immigration question is really a distraction from the fact that, like, these communities have already been underprivileged and denied resources already. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So it's like, so to make it so now to be like, well, the immigrants is taking, like, nah, but you've already been denied that. They've already taken all, like, the manufacturing jobs that made places, you know what I'm saying, like Chicago, like Kansas City, other places in the Midwest,
Detroit too,
like Detroit, right? They already took the jobs that was able to build a black middle class in them type of areas.
And that's what I'm
they
saying.
did that generations ago.
Those type of jobs could help those troubled youth in Chicago and places like that. That's what I'm saying. If they taking that's what I'm saying. Everybody is not going to be, at a certain education level, and not going to be able to work certain jobs. Is what I'm trying to say.
I understand the point, though.
I just think that, taking the conversation into, expecting them to do something that they haven't done, and would you was making reference to the youth and how they could take advantage of. Well, maybe it's a reason why they don't want to give those privileges to the youth.
What you talking about?
I'm talking about black youth, me specifically.
You know what you're talking about.
So
ain't nothing wrong with that, Solar Mind.
So when you're talking about, like, the same thing as far as with violence, the black youth pretty much terrorizes a lot of communities all across the country, and it's like the same thing going on in just about every major city here in America. And it's not really considered a crisis. It's really like just used as a talking point to pass certain legislation to that's not really solving a problem. It's really like criminalizing them. While on the other hand, you have immigrants that some are criminals, and for some reason they give them asylum. For some reason,
talking about asylum seekers. I mean, I think you got to be careful how we communicate it, because
no.
They give them
asylum seekers, immigrants.
They say some of them are criminals. I said some of
right.
them are
The asylum seekers, some of them are. Yeah, some of them are. But
I mean, they seem to have a better way of dealing with it. Is my point. The point that I'm making. A better way of dealing with these immigrants without criminalizing them.
Asylum seekers.
I gotta correct you on that one. So, like, as many of the people that we talk about that actually let, like, in the country, like the centers, like the places where they process these migrants is pretty much detention centers. Like, 'cause I don't know if y'all remember, before Biden got elected, Trump's major immigration controversy on the left was kids in cages and, like, kids being separated from their parents. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like over 30,000 kids that was separated at the border, and they was just living in these detention centers. Now, the crazy thing about, and this is why I say, like, there's not really a big distinction between Joe Biden and Donald Trump when it comes to their immigration policy, is because even though we heard more about kids in cages during Trump's presidency, Biden didn't do anything about it. Like, once he got elected, they just stopped talking about it. But it's still kids in cages. You feel me? So
gotcha.
we and, like, the way that ICE was deployed under the Trump administration, like, you could have all your papers if you just look like you was an immigrant. Like, they've literally passed legislation to be like, we can walk up on you and ask you for your papers, and if you don't have them, we can deport you immediately.
Yeah,
just for looking like a migrant.
Aren't these places called immigration retention centers, though, or something like that? And that's
Marcus.
So again, what I'm saying,
let Marcus get in. Come on.
DB. Rashawn is here first, but Marcus, go ahead. We should have been let them in.
Yeah. So I think Domo is making valid points, but I also think he's being a little disingenuous. And the reason,
y'all just throw that word
that
around, but you can say you disagree with me. Say it.
No. I meant it the way I meant it. So let me say.
I know how you meant it. I'm just saying, like, it's
So let me tell you why.
Let us tell him why. Because I felt the same way. I felt the same way.
What the narrative is, and he said it, but I think we should point it out and make it clear that when
I said it.
Texas started sending the migrants into New York, he explained why, right? And I think we ought to point it out. The northern cities did not see immigration as a problem. That's the issue. And so the southern border states saying, hey, while we may be able to manage this to a degree, we cannot continue to allow these migrant trains and these large joints, these large train of immigrants to keep coming in.
Right.
It's stressing the system.
Right.
And the northern parts who do not deal with immigration did not take it serious. And so while, yes, Texas and them started using propaganda, they used the propaganda to address the other parts of the country who did not value what they were saying. And that's an issue. And I
Okay,
don't think
so
we should play that. I
I
don't
don't
think we should.
understand what that has to do with me being disingenuous though. We
Because
have different perspectives. I don't see it that way. I don't think to put it on like, oh, they didn't care. No, actually they overly cared and they called their cities sanctuary cities. So it's not that they didn't care. They actually the reason why they called themselves sanctuary cities is because they cared about immigration. So that means if you were a migrant,
they can't. That's not what I'm saying. So let's go back to what you said. We're going back to what you said. You said that the southern states, the border states, were using propaganda and sending the immigrants into the northern states, the northern parts, right, as a propaganda for Republicans.
So let me correct you. Let me correct you.
That's not what you said?
No, that's not what I said. I said I said the conversation centered around immigration is based in propaganda. What Greg Abbott did was a publicity stunt to poke the finger at liberals who called their cities sanctuary cities.
So you didn't say that the first time. That's what you added to it. But go ahead, continue, because you.
I mean, you may have misinterpreted what I said, but
you didn't bring up sanctuary cities at all. So let's not act like you said that. That's not what you said the first time.
No, I didn't bring up sanctuary. Yeah, because then this when we start getting into the minutiae, it's like getting irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that when black people are saying that they are mad about immigration and border policies and all of this other stuff, because people in Chicago and New York now have to deal with the migrant crisis in a way that they haven't. That was manufactured. People in Chicago and New York didn't naturally have to deal with the border issues. Greg Abbott made it a habit to make that their problem. Now, the legality of what he did was also called into question, but because they didn't feel like the justice or because the Justice Department felt like it was some states' rights issues involved with it, they didn't prosecute or put forth any charges, right? I mean, especially with a Supreme Court like the Supreme Court that we have now. But it's definitely legality issues with them doing that in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So that's why ultimately it's more so like at the end of the day, we can agree that Chicago and New York aren't border cities or are border states, excuse me. Which means for those black people to have to deal with the migrant crisis, the way that they deal with it in Texas is manufactured. It was purposely done that way.
So again,
What?
my point is that when Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, and all the border states were complaining about this toll on their system, the northern states did not think it was that much of a problem. And then they mocked them by creating sanctuary cities.
But California is a sanctuary city. Or is it or like Los Angeles? Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. Los Angeles is definitely a sanctuary city.
But again, I pointed out Southern California, which is I'm really talking about the border areas.
Los Angeles is Southern California.
I'm talking about the border parts though. And even if you have some sanctuary cities, you understand what I'm saying in context.
Domo, you know what he's saying. He's saying
pretty much, let's not play games.
I mean, but I know what he's saying in the whole
he's
point.
pretty much saying that the southern states that's on the border had to deal with an issue that wasn't really totally being acknowledged by the northern states. So but how you
But
trying
that's
to
a question of geography. That's not a question of like whether or
They're
not
not
he's
I
there.
get that part, but see, I get
That's what
that
I
part,
mean by
but when
being.
you say that Greg Abbott operated in a certain way of kind of propagandizing it to the northern state, that's where you get into that murky area, because if that was a problem for the southern states that really wasn't being acknowledged by the northern states, then yes, he went by different means of putting them in a similar situation.
And I was
But
going
they're
to say
not
I
in a similar
disagree.
situation because they're not on the border. Like
Right.
Right, but see
that's
that's
what
Right,
makes that like.
but no. But they have
Hold on,
to deal with a
real
large.
quick, because what I think is
I'm
disingenuous.
well, hold on. I'm saying a similar situation, meaning that they have to deal with a larger group of population of immigrants or asylum seekers.
Regardless of okay, and then and I know somebody else trying to speak up. I'll just say this: regardless of the reasons why you could feel like he was justified in doing it. It's still a manufactured crisis.
How is it
Regardless of whether or not you're like,
manufactured?
well, they deserve it because they didn't care and all of that. Like,
No,
I mean,
how is
you
it
can feel that way.
manufactured when they was dealing with the crisis though?
Okay, it's manufactured. It's a manufactured crisis in New York and Chicago because they're not on the border. So,
right.
in order for them to have to deal with border migrants, that means somebody had to create that scenario or manufacture that scenario.
I understand.
And that's what Greg
So you
Abbott
think
did.
Greg
But
Abbott manufactured that scenario for New York, and but
I'm
they
saying
said they
by
was
blessing them and
but
so forth.
right,
but
but the difference is. Go ahead, Juju. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to add context to help y'all
Yeah,
understand Domo's point. I get what he's saying.
but the difference
And
is
does that mean that
Please don't
no,
do that. Go ahead.
the
Please
the
continue.
difference is that the northern states were ignoring to some degree
right, that's
the
the major point
problems
that he's
that they
making.
were saying that existed in the southern states, and you can't leave that part out of it. You can't be like they
Listen,
just.
they're not ignoring it. They don't deal with it. It's not something. It's not a circumstance that exists due to their geographic location.
So when
That's
so
why I
when
like to say that I'm
no,
disingenuous.
hold,
You're
hold,
trying to
hold
paint.
on,
Hold on.
hold
You're trying to
on,
paint
bro.
intention
All right,
onto why
look.
they did that.
Listen.
You
What
like,
I'm trying
you know
to
what I'm saying?
do
So,
is give the full context because you started off with the propaganda from the south, but you ignored the fact that
so you
prior
want to
to
bicker with
that.
me? You want to bicker with me? Oh, that's cool
No,
too.
it's not
That's what you
bickering.
want to do.
Wait.
No, he made a good
Wait,
point, though, Mo. He
oh
made a
mine,
good
can
point.
you
Come on, man.
stop
You can
blowing your
cheerlead
mic?
if you want to. You
I
can
don't feel
cheerlead
like
if you want
cheerleading
to.
right now because he did make a good point.
Yeah, I
Gentlemen,
know.
first of all, Domo, you're making great points. Chalembe is very thorough in making sure we get the full picture, and I think that's okay. So don't take that.
Yeah, but when you start the conversation with like, well, I think you're being disingenuous
Well,
because
Yeah, they
like
say that.
you
That's a regular.
asking for
Exactly.
I
That's the regular.
apologize on his
No, he don't got to pop. Hold on, he don't got to
I'm not
apologize.
apologizing
Right,
for
he said it all the
you don't
time,
have
man.
to. You don't
That's
have
a
to. You don't got to
normal way he
the
talk.
apologize.
bottom
Yeah.
line
You ain't got
is
to
that
apologize. It's just that's
when,
the energy.
when you go through and you look at the story, and we will put the clip in the Discord and we'll see exactly what he said. I have no problem doing that.
Bro,
But when
and
you
just
I,
look,
move
I want
on. It's not even that
Hold
important
on,
of a point.
let's bring the conversation back to the topic.
Can we
Now,
get Rashawn to give his
yeah,
can I make
2
this one
cents?
statement?
I
And
just
no,
want to
I'm,
say
I'm
New
gonna get
York
off.
City, New York
Listen,
City is currently
you don't have to
rethinking our
go.
sanctuary law.
I just would
right.
like
Just
everybody
to
So
to
let y'all
so
know.
I'm
As a
about to
result of all this, we definitely rethinking that
right.
mug.
I'm about to get off.
I want to ask this
But
one question to
hold
Domo.
on, I'm gonna
Let
get
him
off. I'm
No,
gonna
finish.
get
Go
can
off.
you
on,
I want to ask
Domo.
this
hold
one
the
question.
question? No,
Let
can
him finish.
Rashawn?
No,
Yeah.
let. Come on,
After
man.
he
Let
finishes, I'm
let
just
your little
saying
bit. Oh,
Rashawn
okay.
is next.
Okay.
Thank you.
So my point about it is, at times when you are in a state assembly and you're doing your thing, and you don't acknowledge that other states have other issues and other problems, and you don't take them serious enough, these are some of the results that come with it. Now,
Yeah,
could
okay.
Abbott and I forget Sanchez or whatever his name is from Florida, could they have handled the
DeSantis,
situation? Yeah,
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, could they have handled the situation
The
differently?
devil.
Absolutely.
Ron DeSantis.
absolutely. There we go.
Yeah, they absolutely could have handled it differently.
Right,
But
I know.
the bottom line is those Philadelphia being one, New York, were actually engaging in some wild ideologies that was going on, and they wasn't facing the problem. They didn't have the border officers going back and forth and all. Like, they wasn't facing that problem. Whether it's because of the geographical location of them or not, they didn't face it. And so when they didn't face it, they didn't take it serious enough. And so when Abbott and them started doing that, they got a real awakening on how serious that problem can be. Now listen, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep now. I appreciate y'all letting me up.
I want to know how is it
So just to be clear, though, the
manufactured?
point that was made was they didn't, non-border states didn't take it serious enough.
No,
Okay, all right.
but
If that's
No,
the
no, no,
point
no,
that
no,
you're
no, no, no,
making,
no, no,
then
no, no.
all
Don't
right.
see, no. What the
That's
point was?
all right.
The point was. Hold
Nah,
on.
let the other brother chime in, because this is dumb. This is getting
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
how is it
No,
manufactured?
not
No.
you,
I want to say,
GB.
can I
You
say my
gotta wait
piece?
your turn. I need Rasan to speak. Everybody, please give Rasan the floor. Hi, Rasan. Welcome to the panel. Let the people know who you are and give your 2-3 cents about this.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be back on. Rasan L, Skeptic Primate. But anyway,
Right.
I just want to speak towards the migrants here in Chicago. So we noticed, at least I noticed them back, I think the fall of last year. We had an unseasonable fall and winter. We didn't really have a snow. Maybe snowed about 2 times, but in the fall, the migrants came in, and when we noticed them is when they had camps out in front of every police station, at least every police station that I drove past.
Oh, wow.
They had camps in front of every police station, set up with tents. Get to the wintertime come, or close to the winter, and as the wintertime comes, we, like I said, it usually gets, we usually have cold winters and snows. It didn't do that this year, but they got them settled and got them out from in front of the police stations, and they put them in our closed public schools. We have a lot of closed public schools here, because back in when Obama was president, Romney Mayer came in as mayor, shut down I think it was Romney Mayer, if I'm not mistaken. He shut down a bunch of public schools,
Yeah, that's going on
and
in every city.
so they're housed there in the public schools, and then that wasn't enough. So our current mayor, Brandon Johnson, puts up a budget plan for 95 million extra dollars. I believe it was million and not billion. I could be wrong, but 95 million more dollars. So to help with the migrants. So the real estate investment companies that hold foreclosed or hold buildings boarded up here opens them up and rehabs them to house migrants, and they're going to pay. The budget's going to pay for the housing of migrants and whatnot. Now we got homeless here, right? Already, we got an area called Tent City where a
That's
bunch of
all
homeless
I'm
people got a
saying.
bunch of tents
There
set
you
up
go.
because they can't find housing.
There you go. That's all I was saying. Thank you, somebody. Man.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say.
Now the migrants will be in the gas stations begging, right? Please, Papa, and all that other stuff. They begging, but they getting funded. They're getting foods assistance. They're getting cash assistance. I think a debit card, and they're getting housing, but they want cash too.
Yeah.
And you might not know you might not even know as a migrant. They might look like a regular. They might look like a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, because some of them are darker than us. I've literally walked by 4 of them, and I assumed that they were African because the way they looked. Then I heard them speaking. I'm like, oh, they're Venezuelan.
Yep.
All right, they're Venezuelan, and it was such a problem that sometimes we can go by Home Depot here, and there's so many of them out there that we will record this thing, because it's just unusual. Our normal citizens who are Latino would be there at Home Depot trying to get work, right? Trying to contract some work for the day. But now the Venezuelans have took over even that, They out there with their phones trying to translate that they want to do some work for some money. So I would agree with Dome. I don't know if the city itself, the government said it was a problem, or if it seems like we definitely didn't have an infrastructure for them. We're in the Midwest. We're not used to an influx of 10,000. They said we was getting 10,000 migrants a day on the bus. I don't know for sure. I definitely fact checked that, but I believe that we did not have the infrastructure. I definitely know that we were not ready for them, and they definitely made accommodations for them that they did not make for us that who are already low income or even are homeless. Like I said,
So
Yeah.
Rashun,
Make it
why
make
you think they're
sense.
doing that? Why you think they're doing that?
Make it make sense.
I
So
was gonna
explain that.
say, so how is it manufactured unless it's
hold on. Two people was talking the same. Bobby and Domo, I think, was talking at the same time.
No, this is Solomon. I
Oh,
was
Solomon.
asking
Okay.
because you just made a statement specific saying that they're giving funding to these migrants when there's issues with people citizens here that just so happen to be African American. So why do you think they're doing that?
Yeah, I don't appreciate that.
It's not just African American citizens. Let's make that clear.
Okay, so I mean we can't say African American. Right? Okay, so let's
yes, you can.
we're not gonna lie, the minorities or whoever.
Fact. You have all types of
I'm just I'm saying African American.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying
that's not the
something black.
reality we live in, Solomon.
Okay, I can't say black. Okay, cool. Just
You
so-
can say it.
Can I answer that question?
The minorities.
Sure, go ahead.
I would say it would be for a lot of reasons. The main reason is that people they need to be able to feed themselves and have housing, right? That's the main reason. But I also understand government to a certain extent. The mayor here was able to get more money in his budget. As part of the answer. I would also add that government officials are able to write policy where they can find a way to direct money towards themselves in that manner. So I would say there's a plethora of reasons. I definitely can attest to government officials stealing money. And when I say I attest, I can say, for example, I was in the feds like 7 years ago.
But did they actually do an audit?
Can he finish, Solomon?
No,
Please let him finish. Let him finish.
Come up next.
I was in the feds in Kentucky 7 years ago. We had flat screen TVs already.
Wow.
The Bureau got money to get more flat screen TVs for some reason, right? Maybe they were updating whatever. But they just switch them out or whatever. Next thing I know, they're saying that the Bureau at our location, they're missing $50,000. It's just missing. It's gone. And of course, it's the guards who took it. Of course, it's the guards. They're the ones who's over the money at least. They split it now. I haven't seen them take it. I can't attest to it, but it's awfully strange.
What you mean?
It's awfully strange. What'd you say?
The money.
Yeah, you sound crazy. That sound. Come on, yo, you tripping now.
That
They don't
sounds
give
crazy.
cash. Yeah, they don't give cash.
The guards got it. But
I was buying the flat
I was going to ask the question about the audit. Wasn't they doing an audit on where the funding was going in Chicago?
Oh shit!
What'd you say?
Wasn't they supposed to do an audit on where the funding was going?
Yes, yes. There's definitely supposed to be an audit. I don't know if it was done. Speaking to what you said, Bobby, about me sounding crazy. So Bobby Rush is here in Chicago, right? I've been to his house several times on 35th and Calumet. Bobby Rush was, if he haven't been indicted yet, or if they're not investigating yet, they were about to investigate him because of some of the things he was doing. This is a man that's been in government for a long time.
Yeah, I understand that corruption.
Say what?
Yeah, I understand that form of corruption. But the guards don't get no
Cook
cash.
County, our Cook County clerk Dorothy Brown investigated. You got our mayor in Dalton investigated.
I agree with that.
So when I say that they're stealing money, I mean they found a way to direct money for themselves. There's problems they're usually illegal.
Yeah. You can't.
I'm glad you know
so
your.
I don't think it's funny when I say that government officials steal.
Yeah,
I don't think it's funny.
No. I was talking about the guards. The guards kind of threw me off. When you said the guards, it kind of threw me. Yeah, I was like, hold on.
And then I try to be more specific by saying the people in that jail who are over the money, who can access that money.
Okay, I got you now. Yeah, it makes sense now. That's all. I just want clarity for the audience.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I ain't
got
want
Mike
to
Payne on the panel. If I cut anyone off, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to get to everybody.
No, you good. I'm good.
Cry in the car. Just say hey to the people. 510 and get 2-3 cents.
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
I wanted to know.
What's up?
Wait, DB.
Why y'all keep cutting DB? DB don't
Because
never get a
DB keep
chance to talk.
jumping in.
Because
This is
because
not
we cut him
double
off.
dutch.
Look, we cut him
Oh, he
off.
can go. He can go ahead.
No, sir, you can go ahead, fine thing. But
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Now she's going to Adolf Hitler the joint. You know what I mean? He like, I don't want to talk. He like, I don't want to talk. No, you're going to talk because I don't want DB.
I was the only one that went to bat to let you on this panel, so I expect you to act accordingly.
Yeah, you know she hit the button, so she in charge of the button, yo.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was trying to say about the immigrant thing. If it was manufactured, I think wouldn't it be manufactured on both sides? You were saying that Abbott sent the immigrants up there. I mean, did they have to accept the immigrants?
Right.
You know,
Nah. No.
So
They
that's
didn't
what I'm
have to
saying.
accept them.
Wouldn't it be
They have a
manufactured
choice.
on both sides?
Kind
Man,
of
so what
I mean,
so what I mean by manufacturing is this would not be a problem in Chicago
He's going to sit.
if it wasn't for Abbott. That means that he created the scenario.
Why?
So they wouldn't have to choose to do whatever, you know, any of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was trying to they literally
so
did it to be vindictive.
he created because
wait. You saying that he did it just to be vindictive?
Yeah,
That they didn't have a
I
problem.
don't
That they
think
didn't have a problem on the subject.
Hold on, time out.
Oh my God!
I don't
you
like.
did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what I need y'all to understand what like the animosity between just people calling themselves sanctuary cities. They didn't call themselves sanctuary cities so people could ship migrants there. The sanctuary cities title came up when Donald Trump was using ICE as a way to criminalize anybody that could be deemed as a migrant.
Right.
So they were running up in the homes of Americans, people who had their paperwork, right? They was like pulling over people and putting them in jail, people who had their paperwork, but because they looked Mexican, because they looked Latino. Hold on, so let me finish this and you got it. So when they started calling themselves sanctuary cities, they were saying we are not complying with the criminalization that ICE is attempting to enforce. That was the purpose of sanctuary cities. ICE can't just take anybody from our cities and just say, well, you might be a migrant, so we locking you up until we figure it out. That was the purpose of sanctuary cities, not just send us a bunch of migrants or just send them up here. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more nuanced than that.
You saying they was grabbing American citizens like that, yo? We ain't never heard about
Bro,
that.
if you didn't hear about that, like if you were like that,
No, that was actually going on.
Yeah, that was going
that
on.
just means that you wasn't tapped in.
Yeah, that's really going on.
Studying Darwin. You're too busy looking in the Darwin.
No, this we're gonna do. Hold on. Let's relax this. At this point, I just want to see a source, yo. When they was grabbing American citizens, yo. I want to see that. I just would like to see it. I take
that was on the news.
Let me finish. No, I wasn't tapped in. So do y'all intelligent people mind if I read up on it for myself? Is that possible? Well, so don't laugh at me if I say I want a source. Don't hate me. Nobody laughed. Thank you. So where we putting the source at? Is on Wikipedia? That they was locking up American citizens?
Well, I'm looking at the Wikipedia now, but can I just add this real quick?
Oh, you ran over that
New
fast?
York. I'm sorry.
Okay. She gonna get it for you.
No, okay, it's okay.
I'm always super quick. New York also had the right to shelter. So we had two things going on. We had the sanctuary city thing, and we had the right to shelter, and so both of those things are right now. They're trying to figure out how. Because it was the right to shelter was never meant for the influx of migrants. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, he could have been vindictive. He could have been vindictive. They could have been vindictive, but I'm saying I also don't think it's fair that we should expect that any border state should be able to take in tens of thousands of people a day. I mean, that's a lot. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that would be the
foundation. As well.
That would be the foundation as to why it began to get, to the point of what Domo is saying vindictive, because it was kind of
so immigration has been an issue for generations. Bush wasn't shipping people around the country. What was the one dude that ran for president after Bush? He wasn't shipping people around the country. There are other border states that aren't shipping people around the country.
Right.
It's like this idea that well, because they're dealing with it, then it make sense. It's like, no, nobody else is doing that because they see the flaws and the problem.
And you have to ask yourself why are they running from their country as well? Was everything as bad, back as when Bush was president in their country?
DB.
So
yes, it was. Like
it's certain type of situation.
But
I want to get in real quick. I'm going to get in real quick. So Domo, Abbott was the governor of Texas. Am I correct?
He's currently the governor of Texas.
Currently the governor of Texas. Okay, so
yeah.
I definitely remember. Well, he's the Republican Party, and I remember them. It was a get back. Okay, and it was messy, and it was him and DeSantis loading immigrants and moving them to other states. I mean, Florida has a situation, but I don't ever see Florida screaming about it. And I'm not saying that's an issue. I'm just saying that, you're accurate on the point that border states, along with, some others like Florida, because we don't border Mexico, but, we're across the Gulf, but we're definitely in close proximity of the islands, which a lot of immigrants get in by way. Cuba's only 90 miles off the coast and the Bahamas only 65, and you can literally jet ski to both of them. So there are things that are put in place for immigrants in areas where they are big. But yeah, it definitely was. I remember that situation clear as day a few years ago. That was done on purpose, and it was done out of spite, and it was a way to get back at the Democratic Party, literally. So,
and that's the problem.
You saying get back?
That's the problem, though. If that's the problem with the immigrant thing, is they're taking, it's taking placement from black Americans in this country.
It's
what is in the background? Is that a TV?
No, that's not mine.
Oh no, that's me. My son playing the game. Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I was saying like. That's the problem. I mean, it was a comment that was saying, we raise our kids, we raise our
I made that
kids
comment
and the education and stuff like that. But if that influx is coming over here, that's gonna start affecting us. I mean, if they giving them free education,
how does immigration affect our kids' education?
Because they will start to outnumber us if they coming over here from their own country, which I think is getting to that point.
What does them outnumbering us have to do with our education?
And in Miami, it's possible that immigrants do outnumber us, and we're not. Really
how does that
happen back in on the panel?
Well, you don't see if it's a number game. I mean, you don't see how that would affect us education wise.
No,
I mean, because
before immigrants came in, we was already down at the bottom.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If they getting free,
so why wasn't we doing nothing then? So why wasn't we doing nothing then? Because immigrants don't have nothing to do with how we raise our kids in our homes and the way people are walking around doing the stuff they doing.
But them coming over here
that have nothing to do with you making sure.
It could affect certain policies that they could get before us. If you saying, number wise, they could put people in place if it's more numbers.
But we're not even voting. Like, we don't even vote like that. Like, the stuff y'all complaining about is like, we don't even fix our own problems. Then we jump on some other stuff and make excuses. We ain't fixing nothing in our community, bro. But we complaining about immigrants. Are we serious right now? We're gonna create another enemy for us. We don't have enough people that we don't get along with. We gonna add immigrants to the mix.
And if we being honest,
so you like, saying immigrants are our friend? That's what you saying?
I'm saying that they don't have nothing to do with us. They're like us fighting.
What do you mean if they in this country with us?
It's like, okay, listen. If we're aiming our weapons,
they go to our schools. We work with each other.
So do every other race and culture.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Is it's like you're trying to throw race, like race don't exist or something.
No, and I think that's a great. Well, it doesn't, but it does. It doesn't, but it does.
It,
But like, but let's be honest though.
I'm speaking
Back to ice.
scientifically. Like
I know, I get you. But if we being honest though,
we're talking about
like
a
all
social
this is
conversation.
black people for whatever reason, like within this new decade, black people have attached themselves to like white talking points
Oh
that
my
really
God, I
don't
swear.
that really don't impact that. Like they took our jobs. They were saying
We
Yeah.
that shit
sound like the
during
white man.
Bush. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole they took our job stuff has been going on for like at least 2 decades. You feel me? And like this tipping point of like what jobs we can have or what not, or the type of competition and what that's gonna mean. We have not reached that tipping point. That has not changed. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to make it seem as if like the people in New York and Chicago don't have anything to worry about because they already resourced.
But don't we
what
got a
I
right
want to
any
know
job though? Hold up, but
is
don't we
the
got a right
immigrant.
any
Hold on,
job?
let me finish the point though. Let me finish the point. I don't want to act like people shouldn't be concerned with the like already deprived resource deprived areas now having more of a strain on that. I also don't want to ignore the fact that you do see Democrats quicker, more willing to do things for migrants than they have done for black people for generations. All of that part is true.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
our criticism can't be situated in the same within the same understanding of a nationalist redneck. You feel me? Like, yeah, immigration is a problem, but immigration is a problem specifically in communities like Chicago and New York because the Democrats in Chicago and New York aren't good at their job. Like, that's a question of
Infante.
All
policy.
right, all right, okay, got you. So like back to that. So I thought we had a right to any job in America. Am I correct in that though?
Yeah,
Right.
but
You say
that's why we shouldn't
so
be
that's
arguing about migrants.
no. So I'm saying to say they took out jobs can't be a white talking point. It's a talking point for American citizens.
No, I'm
Am I
talking about
correct in that?
the origins of that
I
strife, the
get it.
origins of that.
No.
I
I
say
get
it's
it.
a white
I get
talking
it.
point because it's not true
because
for us.
to answer because like we have to understand that the white criticism is more situated in xenophobia. It's not really about jobs, and I think when we assume
I
that
get that part.
what's being specifically said isn't what's the real issue is. You feel
Okay.
me?
How is it not?
But
How is it not
hold on,
true
hold on.
when
All
you
right,
can see?
you answered that well. Let me finish my. So back to this ICE thing. So was we trying to say that the immigration, they was mistakenly arresting American citizens? Is that what we were saying?
Yeah, mistake. Yeah, it was
Oh,
more like
okay.
racial profiling. Like ICE was racial profiling people who
Yeah, it
look
was
like
like
they could be a migrant.
real stringent laws on migrants. So
Yeah, because while y'all was talking, I kind of read up on it. Just a
Yeah.
quick read up on it. It was basically saying yes, that they're based off of the fingerprint and stuff like that, and using certain data, that they was mistakenly arresting American citizens. It wasn't like they just didn't do it, but you would expect a certain amount of mistakes to happen in that.
Oh, come
Am I
on.
wrong?
yeah,
No, that's not real.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, really. I mean, hold
That
on.
occurs when you design it a certain type of way, though, Uncle Cat. That's the point. Like, there's no different than
Y'all do get my point though, right? There's gonna
it's
be
no
a
different
certain
than
amount
stop
of
and
mistakes
frisk.
in that.
If you racially
Right.
profile, sometimes you're gonna get it right, sometimes you're gonna get it wrong.
Right,
It's still
right.
racial profiling,
Yeah. So
regardless.
if they give them the liberty
Yeah.
to do that, that's more so the
This nigga
problem.
said, come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
But
Hold on.
Can I make a statement on
No,
the
hold on, man. God damn.
Everybody tell me to hold
And
on. So
it's
let me
because your
mute my
mic
mic.
isn't that loud. I'm gonna let you know you're kind of low.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to talk loud. I'm trying to keep my decorum at a certain level. I don't want to yell.
There you
So,
go.
all right, damn, I almost lost my goddamn point messing with stolen mine. Damn. So, the point I was making was my perspective may be a little unique. And racial profiling, we can agree, can be a problem. Am I correct in that? Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I disagree. It is a problem. Not can
Okay.
be. It's a
It is
problem.
a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, looking at it, so what do the criminals say about that?
The criminals.
Yeah.
I think the problem though is
I'm just
that
taking it. Hold on. I'm looking at it from being a criminal for half of my life. And it was some situations, you know what I'm saying, that stopped me based off of being profiled. They just happened to be right. And you said that, right? So it's like a two-edged sword, though, Mo.
Right, but you're talking to somebody who ain't never been, who's never operated in the type of criminality that you have. And the amount of times that I've been pulled over, the amount of times I've been asked to get out of my car, the amount of times that my car has been searched, and I don't have a criminal history, then I can't look at it from the perspective of the criminal. Because it's like, even if that's true, that means that your criminality as a black man gets passed on to me simply because we both black.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Nailed it.
No, hold on, let me say this. So guess what I tell my son though? There's a certain way that you should look. Am I wrong in saying that? See, this is where the rubber gonna meet the road. Should you just look a certain way?
What do you mean when you say look a certain way?
Okay, so let me say this. So, you know, when everybody was wearing the white t-shirts, let me just make my point. I'm not. I'm trying. We can play this little wild game and act like this shit ain't legitimate, right? Is a certain way you're dressed that's gonna put you in a certain category. Am I right or wrong?
But that's called pathologization, and that's racism. Like because black so at a time, right, when we was wearing the big white tees, that's something that black people, like black youth, wore. So to immediately paint criminality on things that black people.
No, I'm saying all the criminals I knew that was on the corners had white t-shirts.
Because you lived in a black community, bro.
But then all the kids in it.
I'm just
like street clothing, urban clothing, and hip hop and street all like are synonymous. So it's hard to differ them.
I'm thinking he's trying to say what he telling his son, so his son can have a better chance.
You're not kind of listening to me, yo. Like y'all acting like I'm trying to. That's like, you know, where they try to take guns off the street, right? And you say, well, you only taking law-abiding citizens because criminals don't give up their guns. Y'all get that, right?
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm not trying to play the Uncle Tom card. I'm simply giving you the loophole that criminals exploit, right? I'm just telling you this. And so when you're a criminal, you don't even dress like the rest of the black people on purpose because you want to be able to slip through. Yeah. So if I'm hustling for real, right? I don't want to look like everybody else in the hood. I want to look different. That way the police miss me. Y'all get the point?
That must have been something happening in Baltimore.
Nah, I'm telling you, yo. So no, if everybody wearing white t-shirts, right, and got their hair locked up, right? Listen to me. And everybody that's got white t-shirts and locked up aren't criminals, right? But if that's the standard operating procedures with people hustling on the corners, yo, we don't dress like that. We want the police to walk right by us. You get the point?
Well, yeah.
We don't want to be 4 or 5.
But they're not going to just walk right by you.
Because let's look at it from a more historical standpoint and the consistency.
Yeah, because they'll pull over certain cars. I mean,
but racial profiling don't care what kind of clothes you got on.
Yeah. I mean, from the time we've been racially profiled goes way back before, you know, baggy clothes. You know what I'm saying? So the consistency would be more so that
I'm talking about now, man.
I'm
talking about what's going on now.
But would it be different, or is it more of a justification why we still racially profiling black people? So it goes from being black to now. It goes from being black aforetime to now because you're wearing these clothes.
Where's the balance at that? It's got to be a measure of balance in that whole conversation, though.
Yeah, but it's not because we're talking about racism and we're talking about prejudice. Prejudice is uniquely imbalanced.
And we're talking about criminality that goes on in every culture in America.
And a smart criminal is going to dress like the citizens.
So that's more racial profiling than trying to get the criminal.
No, that was the point I was trying to make. I was trying to make that point there because you do fit. Okay, so like, there's a certain way you treat it, yo. Like, okay, so say you're working in the factory, right? Smoking weed, right? Hey, you got the locks, but you ain't taking care of your locks, right? There's a certain way you're looking right there. We
still don't deserve to be racially profiled.
I agree with that.
No, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that in actuality, yo, black males should keep their hair up.
But
you're gonna find less problems.
Not a justification.
No, let me just finish what I'm saying. I'm not giving it a justification. I'm saying we cannot sit here and think that first impressions aren't lasting, yo. Like that's a crazy thing. Sometimes we can go overboard, yo. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. There has to be. What is our standard then?
But see, when we
who's
talking
setting
about
the
racial
standard though?
profiling,
But who's setting the
no,
standard?
I'm
when we talking
asking
about
y'all
racial
right now.
profiling,
I'm asking y'all right now. What should our standard be? Should it
okay,
be
so
look any kind of way? That's all right. You get what I'm saying?
well, so I guess
Is
that
Jay-Z hair acceptable right now?
Yeah, he keep it. Yeah, the way he keep it. It
nah,
ain't
Jay-Z hair
raggedy.
look a hot ass
Nah,
mess.
man,
It's
come on,
Jay-Z hair
man.
look
not
a hot ass mess.
acceptable.
But
He
let's
got
be but
naughty
that's a
dress for real. He got
Yo say
money
them.
though, so
Yo
it's
say that man
Can
hair
I
look
say
now.
something real quick?
yeah, his shit
Can I
look a
say
hot mess.
something real quick, guys?
Get
I,
out
I
it. I just
I'm just saying. I
Good
think as a
profile for
parent,
hair.
I think as a parent, the father is just trying to say the advice he gave his children, so that the likelihood of them not running into them kind of problems is greater. And I don't think you can really be
and
mad
that's
at the
Yeah,
true.
I
mother
agree
or
with that
That's
point.
father,
true.
right? I
Can I
think
say
that's.
this though?
But
But
are
y'all
you
never
After
mad
let
Miss
at
them.
getting
Tiffany
pulled
finish?
over? But wait, I'm
I'm
gonna shut
almost
up.
finished. I don't think we can be mad at a parent for wanting to make sure their child has the safest passage
No,
in life as possible.
I'm saying I don't mind my kids getting pulled over every now and then. All right, listen,
What?
I don't. I actually
I
don't.
ain't know that
Now
was what you were saying.
no. Let me
Oh
finish. No,
boy.
let me finish my point. I'm saying because there's a lot of niggas riding around with illegal guns in the car, right? So I'm saying what's good if you want the community policed, right? Then it's going to get police. Now I suggest that the police come out of the community, right? But some cars are going to get pulled over. It's a normal traffic stop, right? I don't know how many of y'all howling and screaming get pulled over.
But that
When I
turned
get
into them
let me
killing people. Philando could still
Well, no,
them
hold on.
do
Yeah,
let me
that.
yeah,
finish.
no,
Let me
Mm.
testify.
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
My
finish.
Let me
bad,
finish. I'm
Unc.
gonna let y'all
My
go.
bad.
No. Yeah, all that's in the game. What I'm saying is, when I get pulled over, right? I simply hand in my license. I don't do all the wild ass shit, howling, screaming. Yo, how you doing today, officer? Bet. Communicate like a human being. Connect. Two human beings connect and drive on my way. You feel me? I'm not wild. I'm not acting crazy. I ain't smoke weed in the car. I'm not doing none of these things, right? So in America, right? Sometimes living in certain cities can be dangerous in America, right? And getting pulled over is just part of the deal. I think we kind of sign up for that. So am I wrong in saying that? Am I
Yeah,
wrong
you
in
wrong
saying that?
I say yeah,
100%.
you
All
You
wrong
right,
because
wrong
we
all
didn't.
right,
100%.
okay, all right. Well,
And
I
and the
just
All right,
reason
let
that's
me.
my opinion. I ain't gonna fight y'all over, but that's my own opinion.
I mean, yeah, you
That's
definitely
all.
entitled to that, and we'll
Yeah.
You're
never tell
not
you how you should
wrong.
raise. We'll never tell you how you should raise your child for sure. Like if the advice that you give your child, definitely not gonna refute that, rebut that. You know what I'm saying? I get it, right? But
Those are survival tactics. But go ahead, Domo. My
exactly,
bad.
exactly, and when we're talking about the way that social institutions respond to blackness, and then
Well, I
uh,
went.
and then we're talking about, well, what should our standard be? Those are two
Mm-hmm.
separate conversations. Because the one thing that we've already learned is I was in Norman, Oklahoma, college student. I'm carrying books. I'm leaving study sessions, and I'm being pulled over for no, like literally just because in Norman, Oklahoma. I was pulled over walking. I was leaving from studying to go get me a Red Bull to keep me up. And as I'm walking out, as soon as we connected eyes, cop pull around right in front of me. Like, so this idea that, well, these things is happening, so like, okay, that part may be true. But when every black person becomes criminalized because the idea that there are black criminals, what makes that racist is that doesn't happen across the board. If
Right.
everybody was criminalized the way black people was criminalized,
Right.
we wouldn't have no problem. But
Right.
when the FBI is telling you that the greatest threat to domestic to domestic safety is white nationalists, but everybody's still looking at black people as the biggest problem in the country. That has nothing to do with actually strategizing to prevent crime. That has everything to do with reinforcing racist beliefs of who criminals are. Because when we got the whole crime bill when black people was the threat. Where's the bill for the domestic terrorists? In 2022, every ideological related extremist shooting was done by white nationalists. Where is the
Well,
legislation? Where is the racial
I,
profiling of
I
white people?
went back to on point. I wouldn't say he's wrong because it's certain situation, even with like a certain car you drive. Like back in the '90s, I think it was like
Yo, what? Wait.
the Crown Victoria.
No,
Like
that's
you
cool,
you you get
Solar.
You get
That's
caught.
cool.
Yeah,
You
that
get
is
caught.
crazy,
You
bro.
get caught
That's
driving a
cool.
Crown Victoria in the hood or something like that. You most likely gonna get
Yo,
pulled
this
over.
is
It's
yeah.
the
Can a
same
Can I
way.
white
say? Oh, wait,
so
can
if
I
a
say
white
something?
boy get caught pulled with that, they gonna get pulled over
Yeah,
too?
All right, can I say
yeah.
something real quick?
If a white boy was in there, he was gonna get pulled over,
All
man.
right,
It's just
That's just
certain
not
situations.
true, bro.
yeah.
It is certain
That's just not,
situations,
Bro,
bro.
bro,
bro. This stuff
It's
been
I
studied
live
and
in
there's
Philly.
stats on it, bro.
I live
Certain
in Philly.
situations
I live
you
in
just
Philly,
shouldn't
and
put.
you got zombie land over there on Frankfurt, and this is a bunch of white folks. And there's no pulling over. You know, you got your little nonprofit organizations giving them
They living
water, and
freely.
you know what I'm saying. There's no criminalization of these people, and they are criminals. They are the ones that's running
They
into these
actually get help.
convenience stores, stealing out of the CVS's and the Walgreens, and they are the ones doing it. But they're
And
not
they
What
get
I'm
being
saying,
leniency.
what I'm saying is,
they're not
I
being
get
pulled over
on
based off
point.
of their dress and their
I get
makeup.
his point, and I get what he's saying. You know, I'm not saying
We get his point.
everything is. I'm not saying
If I
everything will
know.
go. You know, if they get up to the window and they see it's a white boy, you know, they'll let the white boy off. I'm just saying, there's certain
But these people
situations. If you
dress a
put your,
certain. The point is, these people dress a certain type
but
of
that's what
way.
I'm saying.
The
If
way they
you
hear
put
a certain type
yourself,
of way.
if you put yourself in a certain predicament, it can cause a problem. So
Well,
you just should try to you should try to
Yeah, but
eliminate
we're
as many
talking
as
about
those
dress,
problems
not
as you can.
predicament.
Can I respond for a second to
Go
that point?
ahead.
So I
Yeah,
get
Crown
exactly
Vic is
what Unc
definitely
is
pulled
saying.
over. Hmm.
I get exactly what Unc is saying. Like, since we know that dressing with your pants sagged and a white tee and all that is looked
Yeah.
at like being a thug and all that, then it'd be smart and in your best interest to not look like what they perceive a thug to be. But what we're saying is, who's
Hmm.
setting that standard? Who's saying locks unkept are not good? It's not us.
Right.
It's
No.
the same racist people that's saying that we're not good enough anyway. So that's the point. We're trying to set a standard based on some racist people
Because
views.
look, locks kept or locks unkept gets treated the same. Like
Yep.
that boy that got kicked out of school,
I think it's close, man.
his locks was clean. That
Yeah, I
boy
think
locks was twisted and put together well. They still kicked him out the school
so.
though.
Now, Domo.
and you
Now,
don't
I
think
agree
that
with you. The way
if
your head.
everybody
No,
was
I
to
agree
clean
with you
their
in
locks up,
professional
that they
setting.
won't find another
No, no,
reason
no,
to
no,
do what they're
no, no,
doing?
no. I agree in professional settings. No matter how you got your hair, if it ain't the basic cut, you're gonna get profiled. Now that I agree with.
Yep.
Like customers look
Okay.
at you differently. I agree with that. I'm
Yeah.
saying like in these communities, low income communities, right? Where it's essential to get a certain amount of traffic stops and stuff of that nature. If your tags ain't right, stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. That's how they trying to catch it. That's like going through the fucking border. Yo, they going certain amount of cars gonna get pulled, yo. So I'm just saying there's a thin line, right? There has to be some type of relationship with the police in the community. That's why I always felt like it's essential to have people that look like you, the police community. Don't let outsiders come in the police community. That's really, I'm just looking at it from the loopholes that we should take advantage of, yo. And I'm telling you, yo, that we always talk crazy about the police
Mhm.
until your ass need the motherfucking police.
But
So I just learned how to tread lightly, because when I was shot up on the motherfucking ground, it was the police that came and got my motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? All the black
Hey,
power motherfuckers
man.
show up. Hold on, I'm just making
Even
a point here. So I
No,
just
you
see
being
shit.
honest. I get it. I
I'm
get
just
it.
keeping that shit real
fuck
with you.
police.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of wild ass motherfuckers that live in America, yo.
yeah.
And
And
it's a thin line. That's all I'm saying.
no, and I'll admit, I've probably had equal. Well, since I left Oklahoma, like Oklahoma was probably the worst experience I had with police ever.
Yeah, that's a
But
little
like
different.
yeah, right. But like in Illinois and further up north, I've experienced some of the coolest white folk. You know what I'm saying? I got caught driving with a suspended license. The nigga the cop put me in his front seat. We talked on the way to go to the ATM. He let me pay my bond right
Oh,
there, and I was
hell
on my way.
no.
You know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
never
Like,
had
nah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. I've had some decent experiences with police. You know what I mean? All of my experience with police ain't been bad, but all of my experience, like I was raised by dope dealers. Like the niggas that raised me were drug dealers without question. You feel me? And so it's like I don't look at criminality the same way that most people would, because I had to grapple with like how this is how we ate. I'm not gonna look at a drug dealer as just like a quote unquote
Facts,
criminal
Tomo.
because he took care of me. You feel me? The
Can
nigga
relate.
adopted me. You
I
know what I'm
can
saying?
relate.
So it's a different vibe. So like because I understand, and that's the thing that we want. Like this idea with black cops is that, well, if you have a black cop, then they should be culturally aware. And
They're
what I
the
mean
worst.
by that is they're not
They the
looking for the
worst.
white. They're not looking for the white t-shirts. They're not looking for baggy jeans. You know what I'm saying? They doing real police work that don't necessarily rely on stereotypes.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so
Yeah.
and that's really more so with the problem that we have with policing is that it asks even black officers to invest in a white way of knowing black people.
Right.
And that's what creates the contentious relationship. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
it's like
Not
we
even
all can, yeah, go ahead.
not even so much about the clothes, but if a police is pulling you over, just give them the same respect, that you would try to get them until they, disrespect you or something like that.
Yeah,
But
that's all
if they
I'm
pulling
saying.
you over, yeah, if they pulling
Man,
you over, don't get, you hopping out the car, fuck you,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really gonna
throwing
sit
your
here
hands
like
up,
this ain't
going.
America and they not
But I'm
shooting
saying,
kids
man,
with toy guns,
Okay,
bro?
they,
Come
hey,
on,
I'm
y'all.
saying,
hold on,
don't
Come
have to
on,
in a
bro.
certain
hold on, no,
Y'all
right,
really
situation,
right.
acting
man.
like these police.
Don't,
Hold on. Well, I've had a different experience than what y'all saying.
man.
I've
I've
had
been
police
pulled
treat
over.
me. I've had police treat me like a criminal for no apparent reason, bro.
Talk
I
to me,
wasn't
yo.
smoking no weed at the time. I wasn't driving no raggedy car. I wasn't doing nothing
Was you
wrong. I've
sagging?
been
Was you
walking down
sagging?
the street. I've
Was
been
you
walking
sagging?
down the street. So is sagging illegal? Does that make me a bad person?
No, no, I'm
This is what I'm saying, bro. Look what we're saying, bro.
Look,
Oh, because
criminals
you
sag
sagging, the
though,
police
Fontaine.
should be
hey,
able to
hey.
pull you over.
No, no, no,
Like,
no,
that's
no,
But
no.
I'm
I'm
crazy.
asking
saying,
you.
but
Fontaine.
even
Hold on,
if they pulling
Fontaine.
you over
Hold
for
on, wait,
that,
wait.
man,
No, Fontaine,
don't
I'm asking
don't
you though. Was
increase
you
your
though?
chances.
Hold on, I'm asking you. Was you though?
I don't remember. I was young, so I probably was.
Probably. That's what I was about to say.
Probably was.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure them pants was
They
down,
say
bro.
Boy,
you
I'm
But
fit
trying to
the
tell you, boy.
stereotype,
Jesus
Fontaine.
Christ, boy.
but that's the
No, no, I'm
problem
just
that
You
saying.
we.
fit the
The problem
description,
is
nigga. You
they
fit the
can.
Yeah,
The
description.
Right?
problem is they can use a stereotype against us. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a little question. Can y'all name a
what, yo?
stereotype that the police use against white people?
Poverty.
Yeah, nigga.
The
Yeah,
term
drinking
Poverty.
drunks. They
meth
drunks.
Yeah,
is the
That ain't a
yeah.
stereotype.
Dope
I
fiending,
don't know. I
dope
don't know.
fiending,
Go
no
ahead. Go
dope,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh,
meth
Hell's
head.
Angels
They
on a
look like
motorcycle
it.
with a
They
You
bid.
don't. They
feel
don't.
me?
They don't treat them. They don't treat them in the
Yo,
way.
no,
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 they
no,
don't.
no. Them
And,
biker
and,
gang. They
and
took your
even the black police officers don't treat the white dope
Man,
fiends a certain type of
I
way.
don't know about all
So
that.
no. The black police officers do not racially profile
Oh,
white
that's
dope
not.
fiends.
You get Versi profile, if you on a motorcycle, they're gonna make you in the gang of your white boy
No,
with a
no,
long
no. Come
beard
on,
and a
man. You
jacket on
tripping?
your ain't
that's
making a
not
bit.
true.
It
White
is true.
boys
You
Now
in
y'all
tripping,
now
man?
come
Arizona,
on now. No, no,
You
Bobby
tripping,
whoa,
man?
whoa.
Banger. That's
I'm not
not
wrong on that.
true.
No, listen
That's
to it.
not
What I just okay,
true.
So
what
we
I
need
just
we need
say?
White
more
police
black
No, no,
police
no,
in
no, 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 no,
officers.
no.
Arizona.
We
No,
need
no,
White
more
what I
black
just
people
police
say?
officers
here.
and
Juju,
black
what
and
I
white
just say,
Typically,
people.
white
Juju.
people weren't rampant.
No,
Okay,
Juju,
and
what
back
I
in
just
the day,
say? Did you hear what I just said?
I just
Yeah,
heard
ignore
you
what I
say,
just said.
"Oh
I
my
said a
God,
white boy with a leather jacket
don't
on
get
and
emotional."
long hair. I'm not.
They
I
got
said, why you fuck?
a thousand.
I'm asking y'all a question, yo.
He gonna walk
Y'all
right
go
by
make
with a
y'all
shotgun
go
in his
no
coat.
y'all go
All done.
no
Okay,
y'all go hold on y'all
Take a
go
break.
receive
Fontaine.
Is
profile.
they pulling him over
Everybody all
just
done.
because he got a
I'm
black
saying on a
jacket and
motorcycle.
long
No, nigga,
hair?
if you
Let's
on
take a
a
break.
motorcycle with a long
Take a
hair,
break.
y'all know
Blue.
what I'm saying. A biker
I'm not
looking
Do
nigga.
they
saying
get
I
pulled
pulled
over?
over
Is
I'm
the
where I'm
question
listen,
from.
yeah, nigga. I'm saying when
Watch
y'all see
Blue.
a
for no
white boy,
reason?
if y'all see
Yeah,
5 white boys, listen, 5 white boys with a motherfucking white t-shirt and bald head, y'all gonna say they what?
They're
Skinhead.
nice looking young men.
Skinheads.
That's what
Y'all
the
gonna say
police
they
gonna
Skinhead.
say.
No, we're
skinheads.
gonna say they
Listen, I'm
Bobby
skinheads.
no,
Banger.
no.
Them
I'm
be
trying to show.
lawyers and doctors around
Right, I'm
here.
trying to show y'all something though,
No, we're
yo.
All
gonna
right,
say they
all right.
skinheads.
Y'all
Go
gonna
ahead,
start.
Uncle Ken. What you saying?
Y'all gonna say they skinheads, yo. If you see if you see 5 white boys on motorcycles with leather jackets, you gonna think they the fucking Hell's Angels,
Hell's
yo.
Angels.
Yeah,
But I ain't
I
got
and
know
no
I ain't
Confederate
authority though.
lying.
flag with the
But I ain't got no
Confederate
Hell's
flag.
authority to go. I don't have authority to go arrest them and pull them over though. I can just
Angels.
sit there and stereotype them from far away.
Oh my God,
Oh wow,
funny.
y'all
I'm
won. Y'all
funny right
funny as a
now.
motherfucker right there. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
no,
I
no.
get
The
y'all.
question would be: is the black police officer pulling them over because of that?
I'm
What
pretty sure
evidence do you
some
I
have?
are,
think
because if
they
I
is.
was a black cop, I'd do it.
No. We need like
They not
real
in
tangible stuff.
Daytona. I'm
Like
just
like
saying. I
is
don't
is, it-
understand
is a black police
that.
officer looking at a Hell's Angels and stereotyping them and saying that okay, I'm gonna pull pull them
Hell
over
yeah,
just
nigga.
because.
Yeah.
What examples of
Yeah,
that do you have?
nah. So
Not to
the
the
reason
level
why
they
he
doing
said,
black kids.
yeah, the reason why he said
Exactly.
Hell's Angels,
I agree
because
with you, Fine
here's the
Train.
distinction with Hell's Angels though.
All right, go
The
ahead.
reason why he say Hell's Angels is because they're easily identifiable, right?
Okay.
But the difference though is that just because you a Hell's Angel, you're not going to export what you think about Hell's Angels onto all white people. They're Hell's Angels.
You gotta wear your hair a certain
They're
way.
You could
different.
be a regular
Right.
black guy. You don't got to be a Hell's Angel
Right.
black guy.
Like
You could be a regular black guy.
Thank
or
you,
no, I mean
kind
Yeah,
a
but
better example
even though
is like being a
if
gang
we
member,
are
right? Hold on,
if
real quick. Like a
we
better
are
example is to be a gang member. Like if you live in a neighborhood with gang banging,
Mm-hmm.
every black person in that neighborhood to the police is a gang banger. Every last one.
That's horrible.
It don't matter,
I
you
get
know what I'm
that.
saying,
How
what you
about
really do,
you
how
wear
you
red in
really
the red
move.
neighborhood? How about you wear red in the red neighborhood?
Well, see, that's the thing. If you ain't gang banging in a red neighborhood, you know not to wear red. But
How
police
about
don't
how
give.
about how about if you on stage with a red hoodie on?
You stupid,
Can we
Bobby.
safely say?
but
I
See, this
cannot.
is.
even
You
Hey,
serious?
I'm
even
a.
if we
I
are
This
knew
is.
it. I knew it.
Yeah,
I
listen.
knew it was coming.
When
You
you
knew he
talking
had to
to
bring that
old
in,
heads,
boy.
when you having
Go
this
ahead.
conversation with
Go
old
ahead.
heads,
Do
you
your
gotta respect the age. You feel me? So that's what like I can
Wait,
listen to
Domo. Is that what it is, Domo?
I gotta respect the
Domo.
age, man. Yeah, it's a
Domo. Wait a
generational
minute,
thing.
Domo. Not you
Y'all didn't
too,
even
Domo.
catch
You
that.
an old
Ain't
head.
Domo.
talking
It's all
I'm an
good. You an
old
OG.
head.
You an
Domo.
Ooh,
OG.
ooh.
Yeah, you an
Not the
OG.
Oh, an
ages,
old head,
We're
yo.
Fetty. We're
not
Fetty.
the ages.
We're Fetty.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I said
but
OG. That's a
Okay,
term
okay,
of
okay,
respect. You
Right.
know
okay.
what I'm saying? He an That's
but
like
but
it's Unc. It's pronounced Unc, but it should be pronounced Unc. UNC.
Ah!
That's it.
Oh man, look, stop, yo.
even
You know
if
what I'm
we are
saying? I ain't that old. Look
That's
at this. He
everybody
doing
on.
something.
Everybody
He
over.
doing
Everybody
something.
gotta go home.
He doing. He do
well
a double entendre shot at me. All right.
what I'm saying
Shit, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Shit.
even if we are
I'm gonna
getting
be old, nigga.
pulled over
That
Get
nigga was
on
a
mute.
blood up on that motherfucking stage, nigga. That I
if
don't give
we
none of
if
y'all
we
shit. I ain't
getting
had that
if we
shit.
getting
He from Bompton. He from Bompton. What you expect?
Thank
if
you.
we getting pulled over by the
He
police,
definitely did.
if
Sorry.
we getting pulled over, by the police and racially profiled, I mean when they stop us, only thing I'm saying is just know how to conduct yourself after you get stopped.
Yeah, that's
I
all. You're a
Hey,
mean,
hold
citizen.
on, sir. Can I ask you a question? Have you
Oh,
ever
here with
seen
the
the
All
sir,
video?
your
the
self
sir.
respect
Have you ever
subside.
seen the
All your self
video of Philando Castile? Have you ever seen the video of Philando Castile?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Did he conduct himself accordingly?
Yes, he
I'm not
did.
sure. I
Yes, he
think
did.
he.
Okay, he lost his life. So if y'all keep telling me all we got to do is act right, y'all gonna have to prove it.
No, that's one. Come
I
on,
done
yo. That's
acted
one.
right. I got arrested by the
It gives you
police,
a
and I
greater
literally
chance to
did
No,
nothing
survive.
wrong.
I'm not saying
Gives you
it's
a
gonna
greater
go
chance
right
to
every
survive.
time. And when it,
I wasn't
So what's saying
rude,
gives you a
nothing.
better
So
chance to survive?
I'm not
He
saying
Yeah,
said he's not
it's
saying it
gonna
go
go
right
right
every
every time.
time. It's
he's like,
supposed
you
to
might
though.
just
That's the
die. You might
Now,
problem.
just die.
that
Hey,
kind of give him a
Fontaine,
bad
he
day
said,
and then shoot you
It's not
anyway.
go
yo,
But
right
you
that's
every
know,
funny as
time.
hell, yo. Hey,
But I'm
Fontaine,
not
this
It ain't
nigga
saying
give you a
going
you
better
right
most
chance.
likely to
That's
increase
enough.
your
crazy.
chances if
It ain't going right enough.
you
That's
erratic,
our
man.
problem. It
If you
shouldn't have
erratic,
to be
just
that
hope he
yeah,
ain't
it
way.
having a
shouldn't have
bad day.
to.
It should
But you
not.
where we
But
living? That's what I'm
See,
all this
saying.
sometimes
You
trauma,
know
that's
where we
just
all
living.
this trauma, I would
yeah. I'm not
understand a
making
black man
excuses
being
for that.
nervous when the police pull him over. So, you know.
You know what's
Now
deep,
dig
though?
this though.
You know what's deep?
The
I ain't
last
never
time I
had no
got
damn
pulled,
problem. Y'all crazy.
over, the police thanked me for not going crazy. He said, "Thank you
Right.
for not
Yeah.
wilding out." And
Yeah, man. When I get pulled over, I
That's
lower
crazy.
I
all my
guess
windows
they're
down.
used to black people
Yep.
wilding out when they get
Look
Yep.
how
pulled
I
over.
y'all
keep my
sound
hand on
right
the
now.
steering wheel.
If
Because
this was
we're
a group of white people, they would
traumatized.
tell you how they cuss the police out when they get pulled over. We sitting here talking
Yeah,
about
but I ain't.
how
Yeah, I
nice
ain't
we
wild
are
out
when the
like that
police
no
pull
more.
us over and how respectful we are. I roll my
That is
windows
So
down so
crazy.
they don't have
you
a
saying
problem
it?
seeing me.
Hold
You not
Y'all don't
saying
on.
it's
understand.
not
So
black
that's not
people
a
that done cuss
survival tactic,
Okay,
police?
bro.
hold
You not
Oh
on.
saying it's
wow.
That
not black people that done cuss police out, man?
we got
So
we
white people
we
do the
got
same.
Saying that, bro.
And
Joe, help me out, sis.
well,
Y'all do.
I wasn't about to be cursing
Help
somebody
me
out because
out.
I
One at a
literally ran a
time,
red light and looked
Never
gentlemen.
at the police
mind. Be
officer running the red light.
quiet. No Saint, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, I'm
Thank
falling back.
you.
Y'all have a good night,
Come
man.
Now
on,
don't
I'm
go
gonna
away.
stay
Solar
Don't
quiet for
leave.
Mom.
Don't
like
leave
15
by
minutes.
myself, Solar Man. Don't leave by
Dang, and
myself, yo.
Juju's gone. Now we so no Saint is
What you mean, Juju
our
gone?
white brethren who's on the panel. I just wanted him to chime in.
You just stereotype that man, yo.
I'm being stereotyped tonight, so I'm going ahead and fall back. Y'all have a good night.
I'm going to.
Oh man,
y'all have a good night.
You done said it 3 times.
We joking, which I'm
Solar,
just he
Solar
gets
crazy.
okay.
Solar
No
always he in
Saint.
like that.
Yes, I'm here.
So what have you ever experienced getting stopped by the cops and just saying and doing what you want to do and getting away with it? You
Listen,
could
I
have
mean,
been
that's
like us.
obviously that's anecdotal, but no, I show the utmost respect. I've been pulled over several times.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but that's
That's
just
all I was
anecdotal.
trying to
You know,
say,
I'm
yo.
listening because listen, I like hearing what people's experiences are. Um,
Solomon left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
always
left.
give
Oh,
his
you
time
made
to
him
leave
mad with
anyway. It's
Tiffany.
his time. It's 2 o'clock. He gonna get off. Hey, okay. I was thinking the same thing. I swear. I no saying I was thinking the same thing. I said, I ain't never had no problem with the police, but I'm saying, what the hell y'all be doing to the police, right? I'll be thinking to myself, I ain't never had no real problems with the police. Seriously. Like, that's why
I
I
be
don't
being
understand.
respectful like dude told me to do, and they be yanking me up,
listen,
telling me I'm
Yeah.
I
lying.
mean, I think
Yeah,
everybody's got
yo.
what I'm
All
saying is,
that.
I think
Damn.
everybody's got
Yeah, unless
good
they
Yeah,
had
on
points.
the
like,
strength.
unless they had
You might
like
be right,
they had
Fontaine.
something on you,
You might
man.
be right.
They shouldn't be treating you like that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you can't be
shouldn't.
treat. You can't be
That's the
treat.
problem. That's the
You,
conversation we having. They shouldn't be
But
treating us like that,
that's what
but
I'm
they
saying. So
are.
what you said they yank?
yeah, I ain't never got yanked down no car by no damn
But they
police,
are,
yo.
bro. They yanked me and all my friends out of car before, pulled us over on the highway.
When?
We ain't break no
What happened?
traffic laws or nothing, bro. We ain't had nothing in
Damn.
the car. They searched the entire car, bro. Ran
When
all
That
our
sound like a
names for no
lawsuit,
apparent
though,
reason.
man.
How many y'all was in the car?
Like six, but
Oh,
we was in a
y'all nigga,
Crown
that's
Vic.
it. There you go.
So this is what I'm saying to y'all. Listen to how y'all sound.
The
Listen to what y'all
I can't hear
saying.
about the Crown Vic.
Listen to what y'all saying. Y'all are saying keep your car at a minimum of 3 people. You're black, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't drive with 3 or more
Oh
people.
hell
You
no,
should only
yo.
drive a certain type of
Yeah,
car.
yeah, you got a good point, yo. You got a good. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna
That's
lie to you.
crazy.
But,
I ain't
but,
gonna lie
but
to you.
y'all
You
some
better not be
clowns,
6 deep
man.
in no car in the city, yo. That's your ass, yo.
As
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
black
say what you
person, it
want.
sounds like we in Jim
Yeah,
Crow still.
yeah, you might be right, yo. Yep, that is definitely the rule, yo. You saying that's profiling. Mm, mm,
Definitely.
mm.
The fact that I gotta monitor the amount of people in my car and the type of car I drive just to drive down the street. I ain't doing nothing else wrong.
But they gonna pull over 6 white kids in the hood.
No,
If
the
you in the
hell,
hood,
in the
Yeah, in
hood.
the
Yeah, listen to
Crown
what you're
Vic,
saying.
bro.
In the
yeah, if you in the
hood.
hood. All
They'll
right.
pull me over like that in the suburbs.
When's the last time that happened to you, Fontaine?
The last time I
Damn.
got pulled, I ain't been in the car with 6 niggas since I was young. So
Ah, there you go.
See,
yeah,
context is
that's just
always
being
important.
young.
Oh wow, yo. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's race relations is real weird in America, yo. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a problem with the police because I'm not gonna have a problem with a nigga with a gun. First of all, I don't know why y'all yelling to people with guns. That's what I don't understand, yo. What is
They
that?
be
What the
having
hell was that?
problems with us.
They got guns though, yo. You gotta respect authority with a gun, yo. That's all. I
But
was taught that. Nigga got a gun, yo.
what do you do when you've respected the authority and they still push it? What do you
I ain't
do?
never, I ain't never had
You
that problem,
That's
yo.
what I'm
file a
trying to tell
lawsuit.
y'all.
That's something
This is stuff
different,
Sue,
that
man.
black
yo.
people deal with
You
every
sue and
day,
file a
bro.
lawsuit. You file
You
a
got a
Yeah.
lawsuit.
lawsuit, yo. I'm gonna sue the shit out of these motherfuckers. What I'm gonna
Y'all
do?
make that shit sound so easy and beautiful. How many people y'all
Shit,
know in the hood got money to file a lawsuit?
Oh
shit. I
man.
don't know. You can call your man.
Come
Y'all,
on now.
If the case
Come on
big
now,
we
enough,
ain't
man.
winning. We're not winning this one, y'all. So it's
Yeah, you got
Come
it,
on
yo.
we,
now,
You
this
man.
is
got
I'm
it,
not
yo.
saying I agree with y'all. You
Mm.
should go
right
file a
here.
lawsuit, but good luck.
It's illegal, yo. You know what I'm saying, yo? Like,
Good
god
luck.
damn, yo. Come on, yo.
you
You
know,
gonna
Good
put
luck in
somebody in your
Fulton
ain't think
County.
shit.
they
Good
got
luck in Fulton County with no money beating them on that lawsuit.
Oh, that's in trouble. You're in trouble. You're in folk, yo. Don't jump in
Yeah,
there.
man.
Stay out of folk,
Fulton,
nigga.
Cobb, Clayton, DeKalb, all these counties.
Where you at, Fontaine? Where you at? What part you
I'm
at?
in Clayton now. I stay in Clayton now.
We're gonna have to hook up. We're gonna catch the weekend watch. We're gonna
Oh
hook
yeah,
up, yo.
I be over your way all the time over there on the east.
Yeah, we had to hook up, yo. That's
Oh,
funny, yo.
something
Yeah,
else,
if we
man.
get pulled over by police, yo, don't be starting no shit, yo. God damn it, I'm like, yo, this nigga's wild.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let y'all handle it. I'm gonna act sleep.
You gonna
I
ask
mean,
me to
and,
sleep?
and, and y'all gotta remember how police act after the fact. Like once you somebody that sue the police for like $1 million or whatever, like man, you gotta leave. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
you might
live
be right
there.
about that. Yeah, you probably right about
They
that.
always make you relocate.
Yeah, that's a good
Especially like,
point.
bro,
They trying to kill you off before you get your money. No, let me stop.
outside of that, that's why I'm saying like outside of Atlanta, like it's a outside of Atlanta, the deep south is like I'm cool on. You feel me? My family wanted to take a family trip to Jackson, Mississippi, and I get that it's all black people in Jackson, but like being in them areas, like being in those areas puts you in a type of vulnerability when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to government, that's just much more dangerous than other areas. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like I understand like the survival strategies that folks is talking about. Like I've like even with how I talk now, I've never popped off at the police. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I got pulled over walking, when they was like I asked him a simple question. I was like, bro, do you think I committed a crime? And he was like, no. I was like, well, am I free to go? And he was like, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. I can just put you in the back.
Man.
And I'm just like, all right, bro, do what you got to do. Run my name. Go ahead, run my name.
Yeah, you started. Yeah, you started. There are more questions. That's the more you ask the question.
And that's what I'm saying.
Well, no, that ain't even sovereign citizen. That's the
No, I'm just saying.
The police,
Domo,
the police
I'm just
auditor.
saying. With all these, I don't know when that happened. With all these videos that's out there now, them cops are when they hear that I commit a crime, they automatically think you're some kind of sovereign citizen.
But that's because they know that they operating outside of like legal, like how they really supposed to move. But then the problem is that if you got a government that empowers that, it don't matter if you put in a complaint. It don't matter if you know what I'm saying, do none of that. Like they gonna be protected. You feel me? And so it's like
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna teach my son everything. I'm gonna teach my son everything you saying. I just feel like I shouldn't have to. That's the thing.
You gotta be realistic, yo.
I mean, I agree with you. You shouldn't.
No, I'm going to. I just shouldn't have to.
Yeah, we came over here on slave ships, yo. You come on, yo. Let's keep it a buck, yo. We trying to navigate through, yo. And I guess you could say, yo, we shouldn't have to, but you know, racism is systemic, yo. And you can look at the United States and read up on it right now. They tell you, yo, the racism is still around, yo. So it ain't. So and then when a person got a gun, right, which you would consider authority, yo, it's a certain way you treat them, yo. That's all, regardless of what color he is. I realize that. That nigga got a gun,
Especially if
yo.
you know they're a loose cannon, man. They can be a loose
But I'm a respectful person off top. Like I don't disrespect nobody just off top. Like that's just who I am. I ain't gonna disrespect you off top. So if you got a gun, I'm definitely not gonna disrespect you.
But the hard part, like me as a millennial, you know what I'm saying? Like the hard part is dealing with the lack of the lack of respect for person.
How old is you, Domo?
I'm in my mid-30s.
Yeah, I got you. I get.
Yeah, I'm a little young. I'm on the younger side. You feel me? I'm on the younger side.
I ain't tripping. But I'm just saying, yo, we gotta pick out battles. That's what I'm really saying. I'm not picking no battle on no damn street. My son should be like, oh, now what you mean, Dad? My daughter be like, you can say something. I'm like, look, y'all can go ahead if y'all want to. I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to go to work. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go to my business. I'm not trying to spend 35, 40 minutes talking to no crazy ass police show. I'm not doing it. Y'all can. I'm good.
No,
with
and
that.
it's like, bro, I like even with the conversation we've having, I've never like popped off on police. Like I just want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
just want to go home at the end of the day. But it's at the same time though, like the reason why I study law and study politics and all of that is because that's what I feel like is the problem. I feel like as much as we've adapted and we've changed, I can respect and I understand why we've had to do it. But it's not something that we should continue to have to do. And I feel like the only way that we can challenge it isn't by like protesting, isn't by doing any of that other shit. The only way that you do it is actually changing laws, like changing legislation, changing processes. You know what I'm saying, and all of that. And that's why
they haven't put in stuff too.
And we can use immigrants
to
for
cut
that.
down on the what they doing, man. Like the body cams and all that, all those protocols, man. It's making it more or less for stuff like that. Wrong for stuff like that to happen.
I wouldn't say less.
People had to die for that.
It's now more like it's more seen.
Like we get
to see more events of police brutality that we wouldn't have seen without cameras. It ain't like the police brutality has stopped. It's just now it's more evidence of it than it was
brutality. I'm talking discrimination. So
That's part
Well,
of
police brutality is a question of discrimination.
it.
But go ahead, my fault. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying. Yeah, man, we just should. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm hollering.
Have all that time, he found he forgot
Lord.
everything. God damn. Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was
Well,
good.
we are almost at the 3-hour
Good
mark.
conversation, man.
It was a
No
great
problem.
conversation. If any of you want to get, sort of your last soliloquy in really quick, like
I just realized I
concerning
was old. I
what?
realized I was old because I ain't cussed out the police. Dang.
Yeah, I was crying and
Damn.
laughing though.
Next
Lord.
time I get pulled over, I'm gonna say, "What the fuck is wrong with you pulling me over? Nigga, you know I'm a
Oh,
black man in America.
Nah,
Fuck
don't
you
do
talking
that.
about?
Don't do that.
Pull me
Roxanne, you
over,
did say
motherfucker."
earlier. I wanted to about the immigrants. You said that we creating enemies. So I wanted to know which one it if they if they what they are friends. 'Cause you said
Oh,
we so if they
They
they're
they're
not
not our
enemies. So what?
concern at the moment. They're really not our concern. We got other issues. So if you want to consider them an issue, they at the bottom of the pole, at the totem pole. I don't consider them an issue for us. We got much
So
bigger
what do you
issues to
mainly
deal with
consider?
that the immigrants don't affect, like our education in our communities, the way we raise our kids in our communities. Like my daughter is 14 and I be at her school with her. Like I see these kids, I see their parents, I see how we are. Immigration has nothing to do with our issues.
okay.
Why not? I mean,
Oh,
if
are we in
But
closing
did you hear what I
remarks?
said?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if they beginning to outnumber us, they taking over in our schools, man. That's gonna limit
So
spots for us.
if it's 100 immigrants in a school, right, and it's 20 black kids in the school, how is it being 100 immigrants making those 20 black kids not learn properly?
I'm not saying they don't
So
have effect
again,
on us learning,
that's my point. The immigration has no effect on the things that are very pertinent
but
to
they can
our
begin to
survival and
take
growth.
jobs, and they can
We
begin to
don't
take
even get.
jobs, get in
We're not educated enough
certain
for these
positions. If
jobs.
they get in certain positions, man, certain
I'm a,
positions, and they have the numbers.
Let
When
me ask you
let me
something.
once
go.
you
Those
think,
Hold on,
positions
real
been
once
quick,
you
available
think,
Fatima,
this
real quick,
whole
Fatima.
time, and we're not in them.
I'm
So
gonna let my
so
I'm
but
gonna let
I'm
my
saying
I'm gonna let my
think
leftism
they would
show.
hire their people, man, they own people.
Black
If
people have more in
why aren't
common
we
with
doing that?
Mexican migrants or Latino migrants than we have with other people in this country.
Facts.
I stand on it. We
you
have
said
more in
what now?
common with
Historically,
migrants than
That's
other
just
people, other groups in
facts.
this country.
That's
I
historically
think this is a great
false.
conversation, like for a whole show. Honestly, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm ready for that one.
that what Domo just said,
Yeah,
that last statement, because I'd love to hear that fleshed out, but it's just
Oh,
Hmm.
about the
yeah. It's
kind of
connection.
late.
late.
Yeah, it's late. It's late.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
think they'll
hoping
say
she
the
just
I'm ready
said
to
same
give
thing
my
about
closing
us, man.
statements. It was time.
They might not. I ain't gonna lie. They might not, brother. You might be right there.
Remarks.
No, I'm not saying it out my ass though.
Especially the ones that's coming straight off the border.
TB.
But
Got closing
but I'm not
remarks.
saying we need to team up with them. I'm just saying that they don't make them an enemy. That's all. But that's all I was saying.
That's all he said. Closing remarks,
Yeah,
DB.
just sleep with one eye open. That'll be better.
Oh, crazy.
Oh my God. Fine Tane.
I just want to say I appreciate the show as always, man. And y'all made some great points. And black people just need to do better. That's all. I don't care what anybody else doing. If we do certain things in our community, the rest of that stuff will fall to the side, and we'll be able to raise up. All right.
Thank you. Domo.
uh, yeah, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Black people need to stop regurgitating white nationalist, white supremacist talking points. Like we can have an attitude, we can feel a way about particular things, but when we start saying, like, speaking the rhetoric of the same people that turn around and demonize us, we're
Mhm.
not doing ourselves no favor. Our The black position on immigration is unique. The black position on the economy is unique. The black position on society, period, is unique. And we don't need to reiterate or align ourselves with the positions of the individuals that are actually creating the disadvantaged uniqueness that give Black people this perspective. You feel me? Like, so when white people are telling us like this is something that we need to, you know what I'm saying, like look at and something we need to demonize, that's when we got to look the other way. You feel me? Because if off break we already don't trust this perspective, if off break we already don't trust these institutions, why are we reiterating the same things that they're saying?
Roger that.
Our position needs to be unique and centered around our experience. Unique.
I agree. And we'll revisit this conversation for sure, Domo. So watch out for that.
Sure, yeah. Next time y'all, I'll be on the lookout. Next time y'all had an immigration conversation,
email or something.
Email. We
Yeah,
got your email, Domo. We can reach out.
Exactly. Because
I'll put it in the back.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
No Saint, if you're available.
I'm here. Golly, I missed a lot of the good part of the show by the time I got in here. But but I will say this. I agree partially with what Domo was saying what I don't like is the punching down, right? It's really easy to punch down on immigrants when who's hiring these immigrants? And we all have a part to play when you think about it, because I know down here, you want the cheapest roof, you're going to hire the guy that hires all those illegal immigrants that can come put your roof on, right? So, I mean, everybody's looking for a deal. And those jobs that, people say, oh, they're taking our jobs. No, you can go get that job, but you're just going to work for a lot less. Because those immigrants are working for, pennies on the dollar compared to what we demand as Americans here, right? But I just don't like the punching down on immigrants, because they're like the people coming here now that are from Venezuela. They're nobody wants to leave there. If you ever go, I've been to South America, you don't want to leave your hometown, right? Or you don't want to leave your home country. It's just that, like in the case of Venezuela, it's desperation. So I say blame the people that are hiring them, blame the corporations. That's who, and blame the big farmers. Those are the people that are bringing the immigrants here. Because if you don't hire them, then they wouldn't be coming here.
Gotcha. I agree. Don't be hating on the immigrants. We gotta hate the situation, right? I get that, so to speak. And it's just a lot of problems. Miss Tiffany.
I just want to say that I still think there's going to be a push to see if they can get Biden replaced. I'm sorry,
you're
Domo.
funny.
I know Domo said that ain't happening.
Never gonna happen. Yeah.
I don't know. After tonight,
we gonna see.
That's my closing remark. And stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming up. I ain't gonna spill the beans though. But yeah.
Look like Joe was drinking with drunk ex, yo.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Bobby Banger. Is that your final?
Yeah, that's my closing statement. They need to stop hanging out with each other, drinking and shit.
You're funny.
No, I appreciate everybody coming through, man. It was a good conversation, man. Yeah, man, go ahead and make sure y'all make it home, man. Whatever you're doing, if you get pulled over by a police, man, remember y'all both humans, man, and y'all should deal with each other as such, man. I think that's important, man. So yeah, they don't make them, they ain't the enemy. You know what I'm saying? They're in the struggle like everybody else. And everybody make mistakes. So yeah, we just need to learn how to deal with each other. I think the youth need to learn how to use their damn words. I think adults need to learn how to use their words, man. And if you look at the statistics, generally speaking, most people aren't getting shot by the police. And when people did get shot by the police, most of them have some type of weapon on them, which is, crazy. So yeah, just learn how to talk to each other, yo. And that's how I made it through, just having a conversation. You know what I mean? And that's it. Simple as that. Had a conversation. Get your ass home. That's everybody's job. Listen to the show. Get your ass home, man. Don't start playing lawyer in the middle of I-95, yo. It's just crazy. It's fucking stupid.
I agree. My final comment is I just want to thank everybody who joined us for this smoke session, what we call the pull-up smoke session concerning the presidential debate. And of course, we went into some other subjects that have to do with some of the politics that our future president will have to deal with. And I thought it was very engaging. So shout out to Solar Vision, who left a little bit earlier, but of course, Domo, Pseudo Killer Official, Chilembwe, No Saint, Fine Time, Tane, Rasan, DB. We appreciate all of you, and plus the rest of the Pseudo Killer officials. We appreciate all of you who joined us tonight. And yes, make sure you join us for our next show. We'll be coming up Saturday night. We are going to be doing a show concerning Men's Health Awareness Month. Pseudo Killer and the men of Pseudo Killers and the Pseudo Killer Army definitely will be having a show. The Lady Killers will be there too, but this will be a show definitely for the men. So I hope that you all come in and drop through, because we like to deal with real issues that we're dealing with in our real lives, and not all the drama and the rah-rah that goes on in the so-called conscious community. We like to give you all tools and food to eat that you can use to better your lives and the lives of your children. That's what we are, that's what we we strive to do. And hopefully we can add to that. So with that said, we are out of here. I'm gonna play a little music. Shout out to Pseudo Killer Official, Kick Dolo. Good night. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, peace. You're humming a goddamn song.
Oh, you're so about to say?
I thought it was playing. Man, we're here and put all of us in the back.
Put you on the track.
Is that King Dolo?
I don't know who that is. Who is that? Who are you playing?
Go loud.
They gonna strike the chat. That's Kick Dolo.